What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday, and it's time for Round Robin. Hi,
Round
Robin.
robin. Hi, Rob.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I
Let's
try to
jump.
eat my Reese's Pieces really fast.
Eat them fast. Oh, I don't have any snack. Well, I have Fritos here, but I'm not gonna eat them, and I'm gonna tell you why. On Monday, I was super sick, and I pretty much haven't eaten much food for like 3 days. I just still don't feel very well, and I'm almost sure I
Hmm.
had food poisoning. I don't have the COVID. Don't worry.
I remember because you canceled our show.
Oh, that wasn't Monday. I was sick.
That
That
was
was like
Sunday.
Sunday or even
Yeah.
Saturday. No, Saturday I did. So yeah, it must have been Sunday I got really sick, or Saturday
Hmm.
night. Sunday morning is when all the projectile cleaning it off the
Oh,
wall vomit.
God.
Yeah, that was not good. It's the most I've thrown up in my life that I can remember. So, uh, don't worry. No,
Oh,
don't worry.
I'm
But I,
glad to see you're feeling better.
yeah, I don't. I would say I'm at 90%, 90%. But you said you had a surprise or something good happened to you, and I want you to tell me what it is.
No, you gotta go first because my surprise isn't in this room.
Oh,
I gotta wait.
what are you eating now?
It's a like a
Oh,
Reese's.
oh, you said Reese's Pieces, not Reese's
Well,
Peanut
I
Butter
meant,
Cup. Okay.
yeah, whatever, same difference.
Is it so M&Ms and Skittles are the same? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Um
trying to keep the mukbang trend going.
oh yeah, mukbang. Oh, maybe I will have a couple chips just for mukbang. I forgot about that. So, my big news, I think everybody in the chat who pays attention in the Discord chat would probably know this, but my big personal news is that I have to go to Seattle once a year. Are you singing the Red Solo Cup in your head right
No,
now?
I'm
Okay.
cheering for you. That was me doing a little
Okay.
happy dance for you. Happy dance.
I have to go to Seattle once a year, which is 300 miles, and I have to drive over there and stay at my friend's house, and then go to the University of Washington Hospital and blah 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 blah. And it's a once a year for the rest of my life. And I just found out a couple days ago that they now do it here in Spokane, so I don't have to make that trip ever again.
That's so
Yay!
awesome.
Unless I
Yay.
needed to be retransplanted, I don't think they do that here yet, but we're gonna hope that never happens.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't have to go anymore. I can just do it. I made my appointment, and it's like 4 miles from my house. So there
That's
you
so
go.
awesome.
It is
So
totally awesome.
awesome.
I called my
So
friend
awesome.
who I've known since I was 6 years old, and he's the one that I stayed at his house for 2 months after my transplant. He lives in Seattle with his family. And I said, I have good news and bad news. Which one do you want first? And he goes, I don't care. So I said, well, the bad news is I don't have to come to Seattle once a year anymore. And the good news is I don't have to come to Seattle once a year anymore. It's the same news. And he said, oh yeah. So
Oh,
but I told him you'll have to just come here and visit me instead, and then you'll that'll be an excuse for you to get away from your family. Because no matter how good your life is, everybody needs an escape from their family.
right.
Bex, I don't
Right.
have the COVID. I don't have the COVID. I don't have it.
Are you sure about that? So what
Well,
you think
I
it was
take
just
my
food
temperature.
poisoning?
Yeah, I think it might have been Taco Bell mini tacos, but I'm not positive about that because I ate some other things that day.
Hmm.
But
Oh, but it was also right after you had Olive Garden too.
yeah, yeah, but I think Olive Garden would have triggered sooner
Oh, yeah, maybe,
because that was
probably.
on Thursday. I think
Oh,
was
yeah, you're right. It
no,
was
no,
on
it was
Thursday.
Wednesday because we talked about it and then I went and did it.
Oh, yeah, you did it the
It
same
was
day. So,
Wednesday,
yeah, it
yeah.
was Wednesday.
So I don't think it would have lasted. I don't think it would have been that.
How
And
weird is it that I know what day you had certain meals? We
because
don't
we're the
even
same
live
person.
together.
Hmm?
You chat. We're just really good friends. We
We're
talk
how
like,
far apart? 1,800 miles or something like that.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Whatever Antioch, Illinois, and Spokane, Washington, whatever that difference is.
Oh, yeah. What's the distance? I don't
I think
know.
I looked it up one time. We were joking around about meeting
Hmm.
halfway at one point, and having
Yeah.
lunch with the families or whatever, bring everybody, put them in the van. But I think we looked it up, but I don't. I think it's 1,800 or something close to that. Here I go.
It is, um, I don't know.
Here, I'll tell you right now how far it is. Um, directions to Antioch is
1,731 miles.
boom.
That's not putting in our home addresses, though.
Right, I was right there.
But yeah.
1,800.
Well done, sir.
That's how you do it.
That's super far.
Yeah, that's
a long drive.
That's a 36-hour drive, and that you can build in that's like stopping to eat and stopping to go to the bathroom but not sleeping. But I usually I'm pretty good when I did comedy at 50 miles an hour is a pretty good estimate about how long it takes to go, because your speeds are faster or slower, but then there's construction and you got to stop and pee.
Right.
About 50 miles an hour is a good because you're driving about 70, but if you average it about 50, then there you go. That's how you figure it out, everybody.
And I always learn, like in our case, traveling with children,
maybe add some time. Yeah.
We had to stop a lot more than before when it was just the two of us.
Yeah, if it's just the two of you and you, I gotta pee. No, it's not built in. You gotta keep going.
I can pee in the cup.
Here is the Gatorade bottle.
Yeah, that's right. No, we never did that. Although I did know somebody in the Army who did that once. A woman who peed in a container. Yes. Anyways,
I would think
stories
it would be a lot
for another
easier
day.
For men to let's tell that.
Well,
story
yeah.
now.
You have an aiming appendage.
Yeah, we do. Most of us.
But for a girl, you can just the mouth of whatever you're peeing into the container. You just hold it up all the way, like right there, and
Engulf,
then pee.
Yeah. In the engulfing technique. Bella's saying
That's
pee
right.
funnel. Pee funnel.
Oh, pee funnel. They make these
I've
pee things
Yeah.
for women.
I've seen
So
those.
you can have
It looks like a little sort of plastic cradle with like some
it's
design
hilarious.
elements. So wait a minute, are you not gonna? How are we gonna know what your big news is? When's that gonna happen?
Because I'm gonna get it right now.
Okay.
And it'll take me like 5 seconds.
Okay. This is gonna be an animal. Yeah, look at that. New dog, everybody.
This is Volo.
Volo.
Named after Volo from Volo's Guide to Monsters. He's trying to lick my...
He doesn't know how to use a microphone. Listen, he's not that smart. Yeah, that's a cute dog. That's Volo, everybody.
Oh my god, he licked me like everywhere. See, he's 5 months old, so he's still like super puppy. And our cats are like iffy about him.
Yeah. Well, he's a different breed.
Yeah, but
they'll be friends, I'm sure.
Yeah. Or the male cat, Bahamut, he's already like, meh, fuck it, whatever, don't care. But this one, the one that was just in here, that's Tiamat. And she like follows him around and like stalks him and like watches everything he does. And she's just like super like, what the fuck is this? It's really funny. But yeah.
Yeah.
This day we picked him up today. We adopted him from a shelter. And he's super cute, and he's mostly already potty trained. We haven't had any accidents since we brought him home, but we've only had him for like 10 hours. But yeah, he's doing good and integrating very well.
Awesome.
That was my big news. I was very excited.
That's excellent. You should be excited. Pets are fun for people. Hey, by the way, I just thought of this. If Gwydion brought this to our attention, everybody, I'll put the link in the chat. If you are a Pathfinder 2 fan, there's a Humble Bundle with like 1 million PDFs, and also includes a hardcover copy of the rulebook. So go to that link if you're a Pathfinder fan. I'm not really that much of a Pathfinder fan, but that's such a good deal, I might do it. And then they give you the hardback free. You have to take a code and go to the Paizo website, and you have to pay shipping and handling, I think, but the book's free, and it's like $60 that book. So there you go.
Oh! You know what else we should talk about?
Okay, what?
It's Christmas in July on the DMs Guild.
Christmas in July. A lot of people were mad at me because they just bought all my stuff like 2 days ago, and now it's on sale. But I tell them, hey, I just got extra money. Feel good about that. And actually, I used to, I don't do this anymore, but I used to, when there was a big sale like that, like 20 or 25% off, I would go to all my packages, which are already all discounted 15 to 30%, and I would set the
Mhm.
prices back to the original prices so they wouldn't be on sale. But now I have so many, it's just such a pain in the ass. Just fucking take it. I don't care. It's,
Oh,
because
what a problem to have.
right, like if it's 30% off, now it's 25 more percent off, so that's like 55% off. But whatever. I can't keep up with it.
Oh, right. So is this Humble Bundle? Sorry to go back to the other
Yeah,
conversation. Is it for Pathfinder, the new Pathfinder that
yeah.
just came out, or the old
Pathfinder
Pathfinder?
2,
Oh,
it's
okay.
$5 to unlock all these PDFs and book, and you get the book, and then it's $10 you get more stuff, and then $20 you get way more stuff, and so yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Okay. A follow-up question. Because we don't even play face-to-face games anymore. So in Fantasy Grounds, is there a Pathfinder 2 rule set, or are people just using the
Oh
old
no,
Pathfinder
Pathfinder
rule?
2
How does
rule
that
set came
work?
out about a year ago,
Oh, really? I feel
and
like Pathfinder 2 is super new than
yeah,
like way new
August
than
of
that.
19, and that's
Wow.
about when it came out. And Gwydion's run a few games. I know Dave has, and I've played 2 or 3 times with Gwydion,
And
and
I'm not that smart. I didn't know. I had no idea.
yeah,
I don't play Pathfinder either,
I
so
don't either, but it's that's one of those. It's like a Steam game. You see, it's like I'm not really interested in that, but $2 I gotta buy it just in case I play it one day. It's
well,
normally
I
20 bucks,
mean,
you know.
so when we were the last time we did, well, not this last roundtable, but the roundtable before, um, Dave made some really good arguments, and I really took them to heart, and I really considered learning to play Pathfinder. Um, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, you should. I mean,
Now the Pathfinder set for Fantasy Grounds, it's one you have to pay for, right? It's not
oh,
one of the
definitely,
like
yeah.
basic ones.
No, no, you have to
Okay,
pay for it, and then any
that's
modules you
fine.
buy.
I'm just
But
curious.
I think, hey, Gwydion, maybe Gwydion can answer this, or Vex. If you buy that package, are you getting the PDFs from Paizo? Therefore, you can buy the Fantasy Grounds module minus the PDF price. Is that a thing? Is that a real thing that's happening? That would be insane. Because Paizo's the only one that does this. But if you own the PDF from Paizo, you get that much money that you paid off the Fantasy Grounds module, and vice versa. If you own the Fantasy module,
What?
you get the PDF free. Yeah, yeah.
Way.
That's been a thing for like a couple years now.
Cool. Okay, okay, okay. All right, all right. I will probably next payday, I will get Pathfinder. I will get some modules for it. Maybe I'll buy the Humble Bundle. I don't know. Maybe I'll run a Pathfinder game and maybe I'll stream it.
Yay! And okay, good. So that is true. You get for 35 bucks, I think it is. Oh, $30 Mom Russman? I thought it was 20. Go back. $30. Oh, $30 gets you the unlock of the physical book. I see. That's how they do it. Okay.
Mhm.
Shipping not included. But yeah, you're going to get all the codes for all those PDFs, and therefore if they have that same thing in Fantasy Grounds, you'll get whatever the
Value
whatever the
is.
cost of that PDF is off in Fantasy Grounds, which means that's like a
Cool.
lot.
Yeah.
Most of these are
Uh,
flip mats and
sign me the F up.
oh,
I don't care. There
these
was
two
an adventure in there.
I recognize these two. Year of the Open Road. These two modules right here. Oh, I'm not showing my screen to people. Here we go. These two right here. I recognize these as just coming out like last week for Fantasy Grounds, so I know they have those, and I'm sure they might
And
have you
that's what
guys.
I need. I need adventure mod. Like if I'm gonna run Pathfinder for the first time ever, I want it to be like a written module,
Yeah.
not homebrew. Because I don't want to homebrew a game for a system I don't know jack all about, you
Right.
know.
So write this
But
down, everybody. Write down the date. This is July 15th, 2020. Rob Toohey is promoting Pathfinder 2. That's it. It's
oh,
never gonna happen again.
man, okay, I know we spent a lot of time on it, but
No, no, I'm not worried about that. It's
I
just
will
that
continue.
I'm traditionally just a 5e guy. Like I'm so locked into 5e
Me
because
too.
my brain. It took me a long time to learn all those rules, and I really like the game. And Pathfinder, I don't. I've tried other RPGs, but I end up going, oh god, I don't want to relearn all these rules. But every
Mhm.
time I've played it with Gwydion, we've had a lot of fun. So
Right. And I don't mind like learning new systems. I've learned a lot of systems, and I would say most of them I could play fairly well. I'm no expert, but I'm familiar with like Cypher System, Savage Worlds, Vert. Um, there's more. I just lost my train of thought. But anyways, you get what I'm saying. Oh, Vampire the Masquerade, et cetera, et cetera. Shadows of the Demon Lord now. But yeah, I mean, when I run games, I only run games in systems that I'm comfortable with, and the only system that would be is 5th edition.
Right. That's me too. I don't like to do much else. And as
Yeah.
you can see by my latest streams, if anybody else says, "Hey Rob, do you mind if I DM?" Yes, you can. I don't care. Do it. Like I don't want to. I'll DM. I like to DM. It's fun. But if I don't have to do it, it's just less I have to think about daily and playing.
Right, yeah.
Because playing, you literally just have to show up. That's all you have to do is show up to play.
Right.
DMing, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Think about more stuff.
And I like being a player, but whenever I've noticed the few times I've gotten to be a player, I sometimes can't get my brain like out of DM mode. So I'm always like, I don't know, I'm just always thinking about like the tactical parts of the whatever situations the whole group is in. And sometimes I get into like commander mode, which is really bad, by the way, because other people don't like it.
Yeah. Well, I get in, especially in 5e pickup games, I'm in DM mode as a player, and also I'm in every game I'm playing, I'm in Fantasy Grounds mode because
Mhm.
I'm like, if I see somebody do something that they could have done easier or quicker, I can't help but to speak up and say, "Oh, by the way, you could hotkey that, and then it'll be easier."
I
Whatever.
know.
I do that all the time.
I
But
tell
that's
my players all the time too. I'm like, you could put that down on the little hot bar down there. Because they're always like, what was that again? Or what was this again? And I'm like, oy, oy vey. It's fine though. I don't mind. I love my players. They're awesome.
by the way, everybody, this is straight vodka with ice. Because fuck my
Cheers.
liver transplant.
He's drinking water, you guys.
Oh, it's water.
Yeah. I am also drinking water from a red Solo cup.
Hers is vodka. Let's just be honest.
I don't drink vodka. I'm so like check. Oh my gosh. I very rarely drink alcohol. And when I do, it's something like uber girly, like a wine cooler
Oh,
or wine.
when I ever had like hard drinks, I would always get like a oh god, what was the one? It's barely not even alcohol. It's called
Smirnoff Ice.
no,
Mike's Hard
a
Lemonade.
mixed drink from the bar. And
Oh.
it not Sex on the Beach, but some other
I love
fruity
Sex on
name
the
like
Beach.
that. If you say it, I'll remember it, but
Pina
obviously
colada.
no, it had like peach schnapps and orange juice and
It sounds like a Sex on the
fuzzy
Beach.
navel.
Oh, fuzzy navel.
Yeah,
Okay,
fuzzy
okay.
navel. Yeah, that's what I mean. And then my
I don't-
girlfriend one time she taught me something with a bomb where you take green grenadine in a shot glass and drop it in something.
Oh, like a Jaeger bomb? But I mean, okay, that the only bomb drinks I know is Jaeger bomb, where you take a Red Bull in a shot glass and you drop it into Jaeger and you drink it. It's really gross. I
Yeah.
don't like it. It's so gross.
But I calculated
yeah, I
one
don't know what
time
that drink is. It's
between the
grenadine.
ages of, I'm almost positive I never had any alcohol before age 20. I don't think I ever did. I just wasn't interested in it. And all my friends that were drunks were super fucking asshole people, so I didn't like it. But I think between the ages of 20 and 42, I had maybe 100 drinks. So that's what, 2 a year. Not
right,
even,
yeah.
So yeah, because people were like, "You were a comedian and didn't drink," and I said, "Yeah, I just didn't drink." And then, because everything in life is fair, as a non-drinker, I had to get a liver transplant because that's how it works. I could have partied, whatever.
Right. I think I had like a 1 year stretch maybe where like Messi and I, we would go out drinking with our friends, and, have a good time
Yeah.
like young people do. But yeah, I mean, like there have been times where I've been like super, super drunk, but I just don't like it. And it's not something
I've
I'm
been
like
I've
interested
been
in
drunk
doing.
I've been drunk one time. And this
Yeah,
was
I've
this
been
was
drunk more than once.
this
But
was New Year's Eve 85, 86.
oh my
And
God, I wasn't even born yet.
yeah, oh, so I would have been 19. And guess what? This was probably one of the first times I drank any. It was a New Year's Eve party, and between 5 people, we went through um a 2-liter bottle of 7 Up or whatever, and 2/5 of
Damn.
one was vodka and one was Jack Daniels, and I
Gross.
was blackout drunk. I mean, I remember everything, but I was like that like they all went to Denny's and I passed
Oh
out
yeah.
on the bed. But my friend's little sister, who I kind of had a crush on it, but she was like 17 or whatever, and I was 19, and she was there, and I passed out. They took pictures of me with like her bra on and everything, and the next day I projectile vomited in the bathroom, on the shower curtain, everywhere like that.
Oh my
It
God.
might have been worse than the time this past week, but and then we paid her and she cleaned it up, and we paid her money and whatever, I don't know. But that's the only time
Jeez.
I've ever been drunk, and I haven't ever been drunk since then. And I did not like it. I was not
Yeah,
happy. Yeah.
I don't like it. But I have like a bajillion million stories of like times that we did go out drinking. Like one time we Messi and I, we were at a party, and I got so drunk that they had to like put me to bed,
Yeah.
basically. And then they stole Messi and a friend of ours. They stole our other friend's car. They drove it to like the next state over
Oh
to go
my
to a
god.
strip club, and like so they're drunk as a skunk. They stole our friend's car, and then they went to a strip club. Just like did all dumb stupid
Yeah.
shit like that. I could tell a lot of dumb stories. We climbed up to the second story of a hotel. Like we climbed on the outside to get to the second story of a hotel. We've done a lot of dumb shit, but we were
Whoa.
really young, like 21, 22, 23, like super young.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, having good times.
Good times. Yeah,
Good times.
I never saw. And then and all the people that I knew that got drunk the next day, they just felt like total shit. And then
Mhm.
I'm like, "You're gonna do this again, aren't you?" They were all like, "Oh yeah, no, we're gonna keep doing it." Like they
Yeah.
just didn't care. It's like when I eat a pizza, I feel really bad after I eat it, but then I don't remember that, and then I do it like once a week.
Right.
Yeah, I just keep doing it. But fortunately, I've never done any illegal drugs. Well, that's not true. Uh, Mostly I've never smoked marijuana,
I've smoked it once and I didn't
and
like it,
now
so
I'm mandated to not. I can't do it now if I want
right.
to, not get in trouble. And even if it's legal, whatever, doesn't matter. And I've never smoked anything, crack or whatever, none of that stuff.
Yeah, me
I've never
neither.
snorted cocaine. The most I ever did was I dipped my finger in cocaine and rubbed it on my gums just to please this
Yeah, I've
girl that
never
I
done
was
that.
with. And I'm not even positive it was cocaine. I did not feel any different when I did that. So,
Oh, right.
yeah, it could have been baby
I've never
powder for all I know.
done I've never done cocaine, mushrooms, nothing. I've smoked marijuana once in my whole life, and I hated it, so I never did it again. I did used to smoke cigarettes, though, for a very long time, but I quit many, many years ago. Um, yeah, I even now I don't drink alcohol. Nafim said in chat, that he or she doesn't also drink because they have alcoholics in their family. And that's a big theme for me too. Like my dad was an alcoholic, like raging hardcore alcoholic. So I mean, I had like 2 years of my life where like we did the young dumb thing and went to parties and went to the bar and drank and stuff like that, but I don't do it anymore. And for me, I don't even feel like if I see it or other people are drinking, I have no problem being around that and being
Yeah.
the sober person. It doesn't bother me. I just don't feel the the draw or the want to, which I
No.
think is a good thing. Not that there's anything wrong with anybody who likes to drink or anything like that, but for me, just personal thing, I am super afraid that like alcoholism can be genetic and whatever. So I
Yeah.
just mind over matter and just I don't really drink.
I'm
I very
super
rarely
paranoid
drink.
too because since I'm mandate, if they randomly test me and I have alcohol or drugs in my system, I'm fucked, right?
Mhm,
And
yeah.
so I'm paranoid of like going to a party at someone's house and their whole thing is they made like edible brownies. This will be funny. We won't tell anybody. Haha. And then I
Yeah.
fucking eat
Mhm.
one. Like I'm so paranoid about that shit.
Right, yeah.
What's in this? Who made it? When did you make it? Let me see the ingredients.
When
Yeah.
you put it just smell it. I think you can smell it,
Oh really?
marijuana
Yeah,
in
but like, what if
brownies.
I can't accept anybody's gummy bears. I can't.
Right, yes.
Where are those? Are
I
those new?
know.
Is the package sealed? God damn it.
Mhm. Man, that used to be, like, my favorite thing when we did go out drinking. I loved Jello shots. Like, I don't know if you ever had Jello shots before, but the problem with Jello shots is this: they don't taste like alcohol, but
No.
there's a lot of alcohol in
And you
them.
can fucking
So
do like 20 of them and it'd
yes.
be like
Oh my
blitzed out of
god.
your mind. Yeah.
They're so good, so good. Oh my god, it's been, like I feel like it's been forever since I don't even remember the last time I drank. I think I had a quarter glass of a wine maybe a couple of weeks ago, but I poured it and probably didn't even drink all of it. I drank, like, a sip or 2 from it. I don't know what it is, but once
Yeah.
I drink some amount of alcohol, I'm like, "That's good. I don't need it anymore." 1 sip, I don't need it anymore. I'm very weird. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, and being around a lot of comedians for 15 years, it would be like sometimes I would get a beer just to hold in my hand so that people wouldn't ask me like, "What the fuck's your
right?
problem?" And the most and I absolutely never enjoyed beer at all. I think my parents did me a great favor. When I was 5 years old, my mom let me take a drag off one of her cigarettes, and it
Oh,
almost
yeah.
fucking killed me. And I'm like, okay, so never do that again ever. And
Right.
then my dad, when I was 6 or 7, he I in Washington State we had Olympia beer. I don't know if it's still a thing here, but it was a big thing back in the 70s or whatever. And so I did that thing where I was like, "Let me have a sip of your bill, please." And he was like, "Fine," like I just begged him forever to.
Mhm.
And he's like, and I took a swig of this Olympia beer, and I thought, "Oh, that's fucking skunk juice," and I spit it out, and I'm like, "Okay, never drink any of that shit again." Like I was fucking. And then the other thing that happened was there's this restaurant called the Pine Shed in Spokane. It was like a restaurant drink place that was big and famous back then when I was a kid. And my parents and I were in there eating dinner, and I'm have like a milk or pop or whatever a kid has, and yeah, Clint Eastwood drinks Olympia in his movies he did in the 70s. So I asked my parents, "What are you drinking?" And my mom had like a screwdriver and my dad had a Harvey Wallbanger. And I'm like, "What's that?" And then he's telling me, "Oh, it's got this and that." And I'm like, "Let me try it." And they're like, "Oh, no, absolutely not. This is for adults only." And no, no, please, I'm fine, and then my dad slides the drink across the table to me, and I'm sipping it, and the waitress comes around, and my parents look like they just got caught having sex on the table, like they were mortified. And I'm like, that's kind of good. And the waitress is like, "What's going on here?" And and I push the drink back. "Thanks, Dad." I don't know that it's not supposed to happen, right? And my
Right,
my
yeah.
mom and dad were literally the people that were going, "Oh, but no, but see, okay, well, what happened?" And then when she's like, just don't do that. We have a license here or whatever. And she got all mad.
Aw.
But I kind of enjoyed whatever's in a Harvey Wallbanger. I don't know, but it had
I don't
some it
I
had
have no
some
idea.
element of distraction in it, right? Not just straight
Mhm.
alcohol, so it
Yeah,
was all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
But yeah, so I didn't want to smoke ever. I didn't want to drink ever, especially beer. I just didn't want
Yeah.
it. And so what I would do when I was a
Beer's
comedian
gross.
is I would get a Corona and put a lime in it,
Mhm.
and that was tolerable. Like it's just all beer to me tastes like shit. But
Mhm.
that's one that if somebody gave me an eye like Rob's not drinking this, I could take a sip and swallow it and satisfy everybody.
Right, yeah.
Drake Takes, thanks for this Verisa of 25 months. Drake
I think
Takes.
Corona is probably the only beer if somebody was like, "Hey, do you want a beer? That would be
Yeah,
the beer I would.
because
Yeah.
people would offer to buy me a beer all the time, and that's the one I would say. Because
Yes.
it's so funny. Every time I would go do comedy gigs, there were like four things that I could have as much of for free as I wanted: coffee, cigarettes, booze, and drugs, and I didn't want any of them.
Yeah, I don't like
And
coffee.
people would offer me. And one of the jokes I had in my act were, "Where's the sex? Where's the free sex? How come I don't get? Where's that one? That's the one I'll take." But no,
Funny. I hate coffee. I'm
I
so
don't drink coffee.
ugh, coffee is
Gross.
disgusting. The only thing I like about coffee is the smell of it brewing, and that's
Yes.
it.
Oh,
Like
that's so.
it tastes
I'm
like
telling you, we're the same
you're
person.
drinking dirt water. It's
Yeah,
so
we're the same person.
gross.
As a kid, my parents would tell me make the coffee, and I would love to. They
Mhm.
let me do it because I love the smell of it. But they knew I was never gonna drink any of it because it's a fucking disgusting vile liquid.
Oh my god, I don't know, like, my husband orders coffee, like, all the time, if we're out, we'll go to Starbucks or McDonald's, he'll drink iced coffee, flavored coffee, fucking coffee, everything, and, like, I'll smell it, and I'm like, "Oh, it smells good," like caramel frappuccino, all these fancy fucking coffees, they smell good, but I just don't when you drink them, it tastes like you're drinking you get water and you put dirt in it and you swoosh it around? That's what it tastes like
That's
to
what it
me.
is. That is literally what it
Ugh.
is. You're putting ground up coffee beans. Oh,
Mm,
it's gross.
it's gross. So gross. So
So
gross.
gross. And Starbucks is like a several billion-dollar business because there are people out there who will pay $9 for a cup of coffee. Like fuck, I don't. And
My
then
husband.
then there's the whole argument like, oh, it's not really coffee. It's 10% coffee, and then the rest of it's sugar and milk
Mhm,
and whatever else is in there.
mhm,
But
mhm.
yeah,
Filtered
no good.
juice. That's right. Yeah, so gross. I don't like it. And it's crazy. My mom drinks like black coffee. She puts nothing in her coffee. She just drinks it, straight fresh out of the pot. And she'll do that even if she goes to like Starbucks. They always give her weird looks. She'll go in there, she's a middle-aged white woman, and she'll be like, I would like a black coffee. And they're like, what? You don't want a frappuccino or a mocha or whatever.
Do we
And
have
she's like,
black
no,
coffee?
just
Is that a
black
thing?
coffee.
Yeah.
And, like,
Coffee.
I've had, as a kid, sips from her coffee before, and I just can't oh, man, I can't do it. I don't know how people drink it.
I
It's
don't know
so
how. I've
gross.
never understood it. And I can tolerate tea, and I've had tea on occasion. I don't seek to do it, but I have I've had it, and it's tolerable. But again, tea is, I mean, just get a
It
leaf
tastes
from the tree
exactly the
outside. If
same.
I could dunk it in your
Mhm.
cup, like what's the fucking difference?
Out of
Yeah,
dirt water, it's grass water. I don't like it. It's gross too.
yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm too addicted to sugar and so soda, right? Or even like
I like
I
soda.
mainly drink Diet Coke, which doesn't have sugar in it, but it's got things in it that trick you into thinking it's sugar, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
That's a good point, Drake. Because Rob, you were in the Army. You don't like coffee? Crazy. You went to Korea? You don't like coffee? I
doesn't
feel
make any
like
fucking
because
sense. What's
in
he
the
talking about?
well, like in the I don't know if it was true for you, but when I was in the Army, it was like 90% of everybody in the Army drinks coffee and smokes cigarettes,
Oh, totally.
like,
Yeah, totally.
it's
And I would
fucking
get
everybody
offered
does it.
all that, hey, Rob, you want to drink? No, what the fuck? Get that out of my
Yeah,
face. And then um yeah, I don't know why Korea has anything to do with it,
I don't know, but
but and I've also never had a Red Bull. Never had one.
what? I love
No.
Red Bull.
I
I
I've,
love
I'm
energy
I might have
drinks.
had I might have tasted it. I might have even bought one and thought, "What the fuck? Everybody Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull." And I took a sip and I was like, "Okay, that's going in the can." I mean, and
Oh,
I'm I am not the person who buys something and then throws part of it away. That's like
right.
against my DNA. But that I
Mhm.
fucking threw. I took one sip and I threw it away. I'm like, "Fuck that."
Alright, well, here's where we differ because I love energy drinks. I don't have them very often, but when I do, I fucking love them. They're amazing. I love them. Like I like there's this Monster. I don't know if you ever heard of
Yeah.
Monster, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a Monster that comes in a white can and it is so good. Like the best energy drink on the market. I fucking love it. It's so good. And it has no sugar, no calories allegedly. Um
Really?
which is hard to believe,
That's
right?
hard
When
to
you think
believe.
about all the sugar and all the crap that they put in um Monster energy drinks. How does this one have no calories? But anyways, it's delicious. I love it.
Monster Energy Zero, it's called, I think.
Yes, and it's a white. It comes in a white can. The flavor. I don't know what the flavor is called, but it's amazing. It's so good. I love it. Now I want
Zero
one. I'm
sugar,
like
zero
craving one.
calories, sugar-free diet energy drink, lightly carbonated with B vitamins. And
It's
what's it
so
cost?
good.
$4 for a can.
Yeah, it's like $4.
Yeah, it's $2.09 if you buy it online, but yeah, it's $4 at 7-Eleven or whatever. Yeah, fucking a. Yeah, I just never got into it. I just
See,
never.
and Drake is like most people who drink coffee drink it for the caffeine, but like
Right.
I like caffeine too as much as the next person. I like soda and energy drinks and whatever. I just can't drink coffee. It's so gross to me.
And it also might have to do with how old I am because as a kid, like Monster and Red Bull, that just didn't exist, right?
Right, yeah.
So, um, I never transitioned, or I mean, I tried an energy drink once, and I was like, nah. But you stick with what
Yeah,
you don't really develop. Most people don't develop new tastes. Some people do, obviously
for
enough,
sure.
but I'll bet you that if you did a survey of like energy drinkers, it would skew younger people, right? It
Oh
would skew
yeah.
down, yeah.
Yeah, my age and
Yeah, like
yeah,
35 and
for
under,
sure.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
So
Millennials,
I'm
if
gonna
you
be moving to
want.
the home soon. I'll be going to the old folks home, to the assisted living, and
I'll make
um.
sure I book you a good one, Rob.
Okay, thank you. I just
All
had
right, all
my.
right, all right.
What else?
Nope, go ahead. You were gonna say
I just had
something.
my
I don't know.
yard
I was.
pruned.
Oh, did you by someone else? You paid
Oh,
somebody to do
absolutely,
it?
absolutely. I paid. I do not fucking. I'm not gonna even cut one blade of grass or one branch off a tree or lift any fucking. No, it's not happening. Red
I
Bull has
always
been around for a hot minute. Yeah, but like
Alfred
maybe
says
like
there's
20
Gen
years.
Xers who drink energy drinks, and I was about to type back. Oops, sorry, I forgot about Gen Xers.
Yeah, because why would you remember?
I'm
What are
sorry,
you?
I'm
Gen
joking.
Y?
It was a joke. I'm
Oh
a
no, you're millennial.
millennial.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. You're the only millennial I like. That's right. I keep forgetting.
But I'm an elder millennial. It's just like to set the record straight. I'm at the very,
No, but no, millennials are up to
and
like 40 now, aren't they? What is millennial? Let's look it up. Let's.
no, no. I was fairly certain that like all three of my brothers are Gen Xers and then I'm a millennial.
1981 to 80 to 96.
Oh, that's bullshit. 81? I feel
Yeah,
like somebody born in 81 is a Gen Xer, in my
I do
opinion.
too, but
Because my oldest brother was born in 81. This is a guy who listens to Michael Jackson still, okay?
yeah, no.
So,
It says here people that are 24 to 39 are millennials right now in the year
oh,
2020. Yeah, 81
well,
to 96 it says.
that's so weird.
And Gen X is 65 to 80 and I'm 66, so I'm an elder.
Oh.
When were you born,
I think
Robin?
Gen Xers go to like 85, in my opinion. 85 and before should be Gen X. I was born in 88. So, I mean, I know I'm a millennial. There's no arguing about that. I grew up, you know, uh, the internet, AOL and all that stuff happened when I was a kid, which is fine. I don't mind being a millennial at
Yeah.
all. I know there's a lot of millennials are the butt of a lot of jokes, but I think overall I don't fit into the category of millennials that people
No,
generally
you're
make fun of.
generally you're because I'm going to just say it right here. I'm going to say this without fear of reprisal or contradiction. as a group, as making a general statement, millennials are the worst human beings. They're just the worst. But there are, of course, exceptions. And
True.
I've
True.
never, and all the reasons I think that, I don't think you personally have ever, in knowing you for like 6 months or however long I've known, you've known me, of course, a lot longer than I've known you. But you've never triggered any of those. Trigger! You've never triggered any of those. I've never thought about that about you that way, but
Oh,
just some of the
thanks.
fucking entitlement fucking bullshit and
Look, I
just,
have
oh
my
my God.
moments where I get super entitled, but I think that's human nature, like everybody. That's the thing too that I've always found really funny is, people will say, "Oh, well, this generation acts, XYZ, and this generation acts ABC," and you know what I mean? And then when you think about it, some of those traits that they ascribe to an entire generation of people are honestly just the same shit happens over and over. You know what I mean? Like look at people who were teenagers in the 60s and the 70s. They were fucking hippies and they were going to ruin America. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like
And they did.
they were just teenagers and 20 somethings and they didn't want war, you know?
Oh, here's
Just
another
stuff like
one.
that. It's
Uh,
just
uh,
I just think it's dumb. Most
an,
of it's dumb.
Another one I always say is worst generation of parents, people who had kids and are parents.
Baby
Gen X for
boomers.
sure. Fucking my generation.
Oh,
Oh,
Gen
fucking.
X.
Oh, way the worst. Fucking helicopter, bulldozer, fucking participation trophy, motherfucking. Oh, fuck. Oh, and I'm not even. I don't even have kids. Thank God.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've never really. I guess I don't know. I don't know many Gen Xers and what they parent like, but I have heard that, the helicoptering and stuff like that. But look, let me put it this way for you. The first kid I had when he was little, I was super helicoptery because he was my first and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And you kind of learn, you're like, oh, okay. So when the second one came along and now I have two kids, I don't have the energy to helicopter two fucking kids
Yeah.
24/7. Like, fuck that. So I think
But
I think
a
that's
lot of stuff I
normal.
see personally, like in my own life with relatives or people in my circle, and use your words, buddy. What the fuck is that? No, you tell the kid don't do it, they fucking don't do it, and if they do it, there's no consequences. Oh, and
Mhm.
empty threats like no dessert, nobody, no dessert for you. 10 minutes later, the kid did it 4 times and he's eating a bowl of ice cream. I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah, no.
fucking no. And
If I threaten my kids with anything, whether it's like no dessert or no video games or anything like that, I fucking follow through because otherwise they don't learn jack shit.
right, I have on more than one occasion got up from the table and walked out of the person's house that I saw these violations occur
Oh my god.
without announcement. I've just got up and left, and as I'm leaving, they're like, "Rob, what's going? Where are you going?" And I go, "I got to get out of here before I say something that we'll all regret." And then I don't explain that. I just leave.
Oh.
And then what's funny is all the times I've ever done that, I have then subsequently never been asked, "What the hell was that?" I just no never nobody ever asked me why I did that. It's funny. But yeah, I can't. My if I had children, my children would be perfect children who all fucking hated my guts. That's how it would
Probably.
work. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I wouldn't
My
allow.
my
I
kids, I think they are annoyed of me
I
20 like all the time.
I
They
could
get so
never
sick
run.
of me.
They should. You're not their friend. You're their parent.
That's right.
But
That's right.
I could never run for public office because I'd be trying to pass laws like if you're in the grocery store and a child's acting up, you get to slap the parent in the face.
Oh.
Like, because why is that child doing that? It's your fault. It's not the kid's fault.
Mm.
You know.
I mean, okay, but to a certain age limit, okay? Because my 2-year-old is out of fucking control, like uncontrollable. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no, usually, like, there have only been 2 times I recall with my toddler where he's like borderline had meltdowns out in public. And you know what I do? I fucking grab him and I leave the store. I'm
Yeah.
just saying,
Right.
because like sometimes when it happens, you can't control it. And then, they just need to get it out or whatever the fuck. And you need to stop that. And for me, I prefer to do that kind of stuff, not with 50 people watching me.
Yeah.
So I usually just take if my kid is having a fucking meltdown, I leave the store. But that's just me. Luckily, they don't melt down like hardly ever.
Yeah, there's
So
not
that's
much you can
great.
do about a toddler, but then see, I would have all kinds of rules like you can't bring your baby to a public place. Yeah, you just can't. If you can't afford to get a babysitter, you can't afford to have children. By the way, you should have to have a license. You have to have a license to drive a car. You have to have a license to hunt an animal. You have to have a license to do a lot of things. But no, to fuck somebody and give birth, no license required. And then if you don't know how to raise a kid or multiple kids, you're just fucking up society.
I take my kid everywhere with me.
Well,
suck it, Rob.
No, but most people do, right? That's the thing. That's like the normal thing you do. But nobody wants to hear a screaming fucking infant in a movie theater. Like, why the fuck is that happening? Get a babysitter.
Oh yeah.
Goddamn.
I don't take babies to the movie theater. In fact, I remember specifically one time my brothers wanted us, the whole family, to go see a movie. And I was like, what? Cameron's 9 months old. Are you fucking out of your mind? I'm not taking a 9-month-old to the movie theater. My brothers were so dumb. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I've never taken a baby to the movie theater. I will never ever do that. I think it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say on that.
When I lived in LA, there was a theater called the ArcLight, and they had movie showings. You had to be 21, no matter what the movie was. You had to be 21 to buy a ticket, and I fucking loved that.
That's cool.
Because then even just so I don't really like kids, is what I'm saying. I don't like them.
You'll like mine. Mine are
I don't even like me when I was a kid. No.
You'll like my kids are super. They keep to themselves like really well. My older ones, anyways. They're very self-sufficient children. Which is good.
My friend Ida has 3 children. 2 of them are in college now. One's still in high school, and they're all fucking like valedictorian, fucking well-being. I mean, I've met them a couple times, and they're all awesome. As a matter of fact, I just gave one of them $100 for her cheer team thing that I achieved.
Dang.
Right? Because I'm that kind
Baller.
of person.
Good job, Uncle Rob.
That's right. That's how I do it. But but yeah, kids. They don't.
Fuck them. No, I'm kidding. I love my kids.
Let's not get into legal trouble here.
Don't do that. Not like that. That's not what I meant. To hell with them. Yeah. No, my kids are awesome, Rob. You shut your face.
I bet they are. I haven't met them, so I don't know. But I'm hoping you're not lying to me.
They're awesome. One of these days, I'm just gonna randomly video call you, and it'll be me with like my 2 older kids. I'll be like, "Hey, talk to your Uncle Rob for like 10 minutes."
That's right. I'll do it. I'm willing.
Just don't scare him away.
No, but I get the only thing that's fun for me is I've said this before on stream, but to ask kids adult questions, like ask them like what are they studying in college, what kind of car do they drive, how long have they been married. That's fun.
Yeah,
but that only lasts.
We
3
do that
months, and
all
then
the
it's
time.
over.
Yeah. We do that all the time. I like, especially with my 8-year-old, because he's still like cute, like little. And I'll be like, so what's your girlfriend's name? And he gets all, blushy and whatever. If I ask my 13-year-old that, he'll answer, May. Her name's May. And I'm like, oh my God, no, I didn't mean it seriously. I forgot you're 13 and you totally have a girlfriend. Air quotes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I have a girlfriend.
Oh, do you now?
She doesn't exist, but I have one. Yeah. Honey, like, are you gonna come? Honey, these people have been waiting weeks for you to. She's not coming in here. One day I'm gonna do that, and then someone's gonna come out.
Some person's gonna be there, and be like, "What the fuck?" I would do it, but I don't know if Messi would actually respond. One of these days, I'll do it.
We'll to try to get him. Honey, you're gonna come in here? Yeah, but how far away is he? Is he in the basement or something? He might be far away.
No, he's not in the basement. He's like 20 feet away, not even 15 feet away. He's in the next room over. It's that way.
Sure
that
he
way.
Is. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe you.
No, he is.
No, but he's in the chat all the time, so I know.
Yeah. He's hanging out with the puppy dog right now because we got a puppy dog. hmm
Oh, I have a pet too. Here, my pet right here.
No.
Yes, can see.
Your teddy bear. Ooh, I could make your bear one of my little doggy bandanas that I've been working on.
No
And I'll send
anthropomorphification.
it to you.
No dressing
Oh, okay.
pets. I don't like
Okay.
it.
Okay.
What are your questions, chat?
Oh.
Ask us questions. We shall
Oh,
answer you.
yeah. Because I think I don't know. Did you have anything else that you wanted to
Me?
hit on tonight? Yeah, you.
No, I don't know.
I know. I don't really have. Oh, everybody in chat, you guys. There's a sale on the DMs Guild. We barely even touched on this, but there's a bunch of stuff on sale because it's Christmas in July.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
we
here
kind
I'll
of did
go.
touch on
I'll
that
go
already,
show
but yeah.
everybody.
I
DM's
wonder if any of
Guild.
my stuff's on sale.
Go look up your name and then here.
I'm
Christmas
gonna.
in July. Big discounts on thousands of titles.
I'm just gonna see if some of my stuff's on sale.
I
Oh, a
think,
bunch of my stuff is on sale.
yeah, I think everything's on sale unless it's either 30 or 60 days old. They don't, like, if it was just published, it won't be on sale because they don't want to do
Oh,
that.
some
But
of my stuff's not on sale.
yeah,
But a bunch of my stuff is on sale though. So
Christmas in July, everybody.
y'all should check
Go
it
do it.
out.
25% off most stuff.
Mhm.
That's how we do
Dude, a
it.
bunch of your stuff's on sale. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
I know. I was
You have
telling
so
the
much
story.
stuff.
I was telling the story about how I I used to change the
Mhm.
prices of the bundles, and now I
Right,
can't.
yeah.
Just
I
fucking
remember.
take the money. Just keep the money. Whatever. I don't care. That's how well I'm doing. Is I don't give a fuck to chase after an extra $3. Like I just don't care. I did have somebody email me the other day and present a hardship to me and say, "Is it possible you could sell me something like one of your bundles for 75% off or whatever?" And I kind of felt bad, but I thought I'm not setting a precedent, so I told them wait for a sale. So hopefully that person realizes about now. But I'm a
Damn.
heartless bastard, and I did not
You're
subsidize.
cold-hearted.
I'm a fucking cold-hearted bastard. Fuck that. But if I do that, then I'll start doing it, right? Like I give away enough prices, I give away enough money, I give away enough, I'm giving away cash to people, I'm giving away prizes every week. I give away enough. I don't need to give away
Because
anymore.
then that one person, they're gonna go tell their friend,
Yeah.
and their friend's gonna tell their friend, and it just
All you have
snowballs.
to do is sob to him, and he'll give you stuff. No.
That weak bitch.
He's a weak bitch.
I'm kidding.
Drake says he's gonna try to make me roleplay. We're playing Rick and Morty. Oh, Robin won't be joining us.
Oh, let's not talk about that because it makes me really sad. If you guys would just switch the fucking day, I could play with you, but no.
Right, that's like, hey Robin, we want to draft you for the NFL so you can be the first female football player. If you guys could switch that to Fridays, that'd be great.
Okay, I get it, but my Saturday game has been running for 4 years. It's not changing anytime soon.
No, I get it.
Oh, man. Dude, I would so play. You know what you should do? Just put your game on hold and wait. Just wait. Because when we're done with Tomb Annihilation, then we'll take a break and then I'll be able to play.
Yeah, but are you going to take a break for 2-3 months?
Yeah.
I'd
really? Take because Rob, I don't know if you know this, but I homebrew my own games, and sometimes it takes a very long time to prep shit.
I didn't know that.
Like whole continents worth of content and stuff like that.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't know me very well. I know everything about you. You know nothing about me.
Whatever. I know that your name is Robin with a Y. What else do I need to know?
Oh my god.
What's my middle name?
I know it is William?
Oh, fuck. Now I don't remember what your middle name is.
Oh, wow. You suck.
No, but you told me your name is one that you don't generally like to tell people. I do know that.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I don't think I've ever told you what my middle name is.
What's the letter it starts with? L. And it's not Lucille.
Nope.
Or Louise.
It is Louise.
Okay, see, I did know. Haha.
I fucking hate it.
Lucille was my mother's middle name,
Oh,
and
that's
also
cute.
her mother's first name.
At least you can like, I don't know. It's a prettier name than Louise. I don't like
I
Louise.
called
I hate it.
my grandmother when I was like 4. I called my grandmother Lucy, and I got slapped. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? I'm called Rob. I'm not called Robert. Why can't I shorten your name? She was like, my name is Lucille. I'm like, okay, that's how this is gonna be. I was 4, right? I'm like, this is how this relationship's gonna be. Okay, fine.
Damn. What is Robin's tattoo? It's an Umbreon from Pokemon. And writing on it, this character is a character from a video game that I used to do tournament journalism for. Anyways, the game is called Smite, and the character, she is the Mayan goddess of the moon. Her name is Oelix. Yep, that's my tattoo.
I do know that you have other tattoos we're not allowed to see. I do know that.
Correct. Yes, because I would have to remove clothing that you are not allowed to remove on Twitch.
I like that
in order
she's
to
saying,
show you.
okay, everybody, I like that she's saying, she's implying that if it were not for terms of service, she would do it. But
well, yeah, because I mean, they're not like on my actual, inappropriate body parts, but I can't show them to you. Sorry.
Is terms of service for Twitch prevent you from removing articles of clothing? No matter, like taking off a glove, you can't remove an article.
No. I just mean, but you can't I can't take my shirt off. I'm like 99% sure about that.
1%. 1%. Yeah, okay. You can't show feet, Boffrin says.
What? No way. Is that true?
I don't have any pants on, everybody, but you just got to see my feet and my bare leg. Of course, I never have pants on. They just don't. There you go. That was feet. Oh,
You're
God, we're
banned.
Busted. This is my channel, goddammit.
We're getting banned.
We're getting
God,
banned.
I just like jacked up my whole desk.
So, what's my tattoo?
You have the Starfleet tattoo.
Which
I don't know what it's called now.
Yeah, command insignia. That's right.
Yeah.
It looks like
on
this.
your.
It looks like that.
Well, I don't know because it's hard to tell because sometimes you're reversed in the cameras for me. So I'm just going to take a wild guess and say it's on your left arm.
That's fair. It is on my left arm.
Yeah!
Which I realize if you're watching the stream, it looks like I'm pointing to my right arm, but look, Seattle, it's backwards.
Exactly.
So this is my left side. This is my right side. I wear my watch on my left wrist.
Oh, I like wearing watches on my left wrist too. Isn't that the way you're supposed to?
Well, I think you wear it on your opposite dominant hand. So
yeah. Are you left-handed?
I am right-handed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm right-handed, and I wear a watch on my left hand. Although I did for a while wear my Fitbit on my right hand. I don't know. I'm not sure why, but I think I liked it better on my right hand.
I'm not left-handed.
Why are you laughing?
Because people, I was gonna say I'm not left-handed. I'm no devil worshiper. But then I'm gonna piss off 6% of people if I say that.
Oh, I have one brother who's left-handed, and then the rest of us are all right-handed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just random facts.
Nobody wears watches anymore. What world do you live in, Bardicus? Holy shit!
What? Everybody gets like the Apple Watch or like Fitbit.
This watch is almost as important to me as my phone. If I had to give one up, I'd give up the watch because the phone does so much more stuff. Right. By the way, but I look at this watch 50 times a day. I'm looking at to see what time it is. I'm looking at to see what the temperature is outside. Also, I have here the UV and the air quality and my activity circle, which is always empty. And if I get a text, my watch does it, and it's very awesome.
Yeah, I don't have a watch anymore. I just use my phone for all that shit.
Yeah. Like I have text during the show. Who?
I know somebody. I heard my phone go off, but I think it was a Twitter thing. Let's see. Yeah, it was the Tabletop RPG Network Twitter is what I got.
My neighbor invited me to her son's birthday. The boy across the street. Well, I say boy. He's like 34, but he's got mentally disabled, and so
Aw.
he's like a 3-year-old, and so his birthday is July 24th or whatever it is, and they always have like a little backyard thing, and they said we're inviting people, and I said, "Oh, I'll come by and say hi, but I probably won't stay because I haven't been feeling well or whatever." And she just texted me, "No sick people," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah,
Aw. Well, I mean, it makes sense. Everybody's all, COVID. Um, yeah, like so my mom and my brother are coming over tomorrow to bring their dogs to meet our dog cuz we want to like socialize him when he's young so that we can like take him to a dog park and he doesn't go crazy,
right,
at other dogs. Um so they're coming over tomorrow, but my brother, the same brother, he works at a dog kennel, right? Where you can board your dog or do doggy daycare, which is a thing, by the way. Doggy daycare is totally a thing. Anyways, long story short, he had a coworker who was diagnosed with COVID. And so there was, a few days there where he was like, I'm not going near anybody, just in case. But he went and got tested and he got a negative. So that's great. I
that's
don't know
good."
why I'm saying all of this now. You were talking about, going to a party, but you're not feeling well. And yes. Yeah. So thankfully my brother doesn't have COVID, even though one of his coworkers does, which is really sad to think about because now she can't go into work for like 2 weeks. I think she's on mandatory quarantine. She's not allowed to go to work. Damn. Could you imagine that if they were like, you're sick, you can't go to work for 2 weeks. You have to stay home.
Yeah, 14 days.
Like that would suck. I mean, I get it. I understand why it's necessary chat before anybody, is like, Robin, you're stupid. No, I understand. I'm just saying I can sympathize with somebody who has to go through that because that must suck. No pay for 2 weeks. Some
Yeah,
people who work there, they work there
that's
because they need the money.
right. You're not doing it for
Yeah.
fun necessarily, right? You're doing it
Yeah.
because you have like fucking a mortgage or rent, and you
Mhm.
have food that you need to buy and
Mhm.
other things.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mhm. 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 Mhm.
So,
Oh,
did
yeah, your
anybody
thing
even
is
ask
still
us a question
putting
when we said that 10 minutes ago? We
I
didn't.
don't know, maybe. I'm gonna scroll up.
That insanity
Main said
thing, the insanity bundle notification got posted there, and I've turned that off so many times, and I just realized I have it in like the main list of commands, but I also had it in the automatic commands, and I think if I turn it off in the main commands, but it tries to run it automatically, it still does it. So I turned it off in both places now, because even though I normally would do it in July, I made a special dispensation this year, and I'm not going to do it until Christmas. And then it's going to be far too expensive for fucking anyone to buy that doesn't already have it. It's going to be price itself out of the market.
right. Yeah, it's
But whatever.
so weird that it still goes in chat though.
Well, I turned it off in both places now, so it possibly
Uh-huh.
won't do
Uh-huh.
that
You've
anymore.
said that for like 6
No,
weeks
no,
now.
but I just realized it was in two places, and I was only turning it off in one place. And then
Oh.
the other place would trigger it and turn it back on in the other place. So now it's off in both places. Two for the price of one. I mean one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, Bardicus has a good question. How long have we been doing round robin? Which, by the way, is a pointless show. We do this to just literally hang out and chit chat
Right.
and talk to everybody in chat. There's no point to this show. It's like whose line is it anyway? The show where the points everything's made up and the points don't matter. Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
this show. How long
This
have we
is
been doing it
this is episode 11
though? Damn, for reals?
for reals,
It feels like it
and
hasn't been that long.
we started. The first show was on April 30th.
Damn.
Ooh,
Since April.
maybe the first show was April 23rd because I published episodes 1 and 2 on April 30th. And maybe I initially thought I wasn't going to put them on YouTube, but then people were like, "Yes, you must." So I think April
Interesting.
23rd is when we started.
Interesting.
And
I didn't know.
episode 5, you weren't able to be there, so
Right.
Metatropes, who now has subsequently left the network, boo, was
Mhm.
on, and then there was a week or two that we had to skip, maybe just one. But
And then, yeah, there was 1 week where I couldn't make it because of family stuff.
right. So we
Yeah.
did April 23rd, April 30th, May 6th, May 13th. May 20th was Metatropes. June 3rd, June 10th, June 17th was no show. June 24th, July 1st, July 9th, and today.
Yeah.
Well, July
Oh.
8th, I guess. I didn't publish it till the next day. Whatever. Sometimes I'm late.
How is Robin's J.C. Penney's new store month coming along?
What is this now? Oh,
Um,
JC Penney's news. I get it. I get it. Yep.
oh my god, that's
That's getting
funny.
closer, isn't it?
Yeah, so my projection when I started it was to have it done at the end of July. And I can safely say that that projection is right on point. Like I don't think it'll be this week. There's no way it'll be done this week. No, I feel pretty confident that I'll be done with it at the end of July, and it will probably release like the first week of August, in that ballpark. Probably like second or third of August. And that's I feel very solid in that projection.
Very good. Bardicus says that he thought the show would have been around for years. I believe that's a compliment. Thank you,
Aw,
Bardicus.
thanks. Yeah, Rob, I meant to tell you, when we did the show last week, my husband watched the whole show. He was like, "I watched the whole thing." And I was like, "Oh, good job, baby," whatever. And he was like, "You and Rob are so good together. You guys make me laugh." And I was like, "Wow, that's really awesome." Because my husband doesn't watch like Twitch shows that
Yeah,
much at all,
and
like that's not really his thing.
it's especially what's the word? Like odd or like fantastic for because like Conan O'Brien's wife does not watch his fucking show. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
David Letterman's wife and Steven. I'm sure everybody who's on TV, their spouses don't watch that crap. They got enough of that at
Right.
home all. So it's pretty fantastic that he watches it because
Mhm.
because you're in. But yeah, I think we do have a good friendly chemistry and.
Yeah.
That's how. And for those of you that don't know, that's actually how this show started. Robin stalked me for like 3 years,
Mhm. Sure
and
did.
then I ended up meeting
No
her.
shame.
No shame. And then I can't remember the circumstance. You and I were just having a one-on-one conversation one day, even maybe not video,
Mhm.
just on Discord or whatever.
I don't remember.
And we were laughing and joking about stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, you should be on the Sunday show." And then you were all of a sudden, just like no vetting, just you're
Oh,
there.
you know what it was? It was because, well, like, I was still super new, doing conversions for Fantasy Grounds, and you were like, "Hey, you have some stuff, you wanna come talk about it on the show?" That's how it happened,
Oh yeah,
and
and
I was
then
like, "Yeah, yeah, I'll do that."
you were a guest on the Sunday show, and you were
Mhm,
so
mhm.
awesome. And Leroon was
That's right.
going away, and Lady Shell was going away, so I thought, well, let's bring Robin. And you were awesome, and you're still awesome. And then then that's how we got to kind of know each other. And then one day we were just talking, and we sort of did the Seinfeld thing. It was like, this should just be a show. We should just do this and
Yeah,
turn on the camera and talk about whatever. Who gives a fuck? And so that's
mhm.
what this is. That's what we decided to do.
Right.
And
'Cause every time I talk to you, I feel like we always have just there's so much that we could, chit chat about or whatever.
yeah,
We get
and
along really well.
so we talk we do talk on Sunday, but we don't really talk to each other. It's the
Mhm.
show. We're talking
We
about
always
to
talk
the guests.
about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we play the games, which is fun. And then
Mhm.
on this show we talk to each other. And then most people might not know that during the week we might say hi or a couple times but we don't really talk outside very much outside the show very much.
Right, yeah.
So
Well,
that's
that's
why
not true.
I mean, well, we do, but not for long periods of times and we don't have any secrets. We talk about whatever the fuck we want on this show. We don't give a fuck.
Mhm. Mhm.
And yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep, yep. That was our long-winded thing. Mhm.
That's the answer
Yes,
to how long have you guys
uh,
been doing the show? and
right.
and the
I was shouting out to Messi.
and
I was
the
answering Bob's
oh
question.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, shout out to Messy Fresh.
Messi's
Um
awesome.
how long have you been waiting to climb on my wife? Yeah, I remember the aforeloved GeoQuester who is now the most hated man on planet Earth. I remember when he
Ooh,
said that.
tell me why. I wanna know
So
why.
his
I
wife,
know, like,
his
this
his
much.
wife is Susie Q.
I
Um,
don't know who that is.
she's a that's so GeoQuester is Jeff. Oh, what's his last name? I blocked it out now.
I've heard about him. I
Yeah,
just don't know.
he was in the industry. He wrote like some Dungeon Crawl classics, and he did a few
Right,
things,
right,
and
right.
then he was a
That part I
streamer or whatever. And
knew.
then he did a Kickstarter where he just ripped off everybody's money and left, and he hasn't been seen since.
Oh.
Jeff Quinn, thank you, and Susie Quinn is his wife, and
Mm.
I got to know them in like 15 or early 16, and did a few campaigns with them, and we were sort of streamer buddies, and he was in the community, and everybody knew who he was, and he had a Discord server and everything like that. And then during one of our games, his Susie's character turned into an animal or whatever, and I said, I want to mount Susie's. And then he said, "And how long have you been waiting to climb on my wife?" And I immediately quoted it because it was really funny.
Oh my god,
But
yeah,
now we
that's
don't
funny.
like him anymore because he stole all our money. He owes me
Oh,
500
right.
plus dollars, or
Speaking of
a completed project, but he's never gonna do it.
because I know you back a lot of Kickstarter starters, and I back a moderate amount of Kickstarter, like less than you. We'll just say that. But I do back Kickstarters frequently. Anyways, my question is for you, Rob. How many times have you backed a Kickstarter that never fulfilled? And you like just goodbye money. Oh god, he's pulling it up. Cause
I want to say that so far, just that one.
oh wow, really?
Yeah, I can go because I'm pretty good about, Kickstarter has the thing where you can, here, I'll put the screen up, where you can check that you received it or whatever.
Mhm.
So let's go through. Let's go through my Kickstarters on screen. You can look at the stream, Robin. Or here,
Cool.
uh,
Can't really do the same unless I screen share.
okay, let's go through it. So Yarps and Limitless Monsters didn't fund, so then we don't count those because if it didn't
Yeah,
fund, they
there's
didn't
no
charge it
doubt.
right. So okay, let's go up to no green check marks. Grim and the Wicked, sad face, not received. Dreams in Gary's
Oh,
Basement is a fucking year late, but they are still doing it, so I haven't got that one yet. Grim and the Wicked Player's Guide, sad face, nothing, no. So that's two Kickstarters, but the same guy. So let's
oh,
go up
okay.
here.
So
Fantasy
that
Grounds
was
Unity. I
GeoQuesters.
haven't marked that received yet, but because it's in
Whoops.
beta. $2,550. Oh, I don't know.
Why did you do that
Well,
much?
because I did the top when we went to Florida and we were at the Alpha
Oh,
Party,
right,
and
right. That's
I
right.
got to meet Drake and Marbanya and Chuck, and I got to meet Zacchaeus, and I had never met Doug. I met John before, but I met the whole staff at that time, and got to meet Dave and played in a game with Dave. So it was worth it for that. But I don't know, 2,500. Did I get my money's worth? I don't know. We'll find out. Um, but it's just their money. It's the money they give me anyway. So whatever, it's the same. Let's
Right.
see. After the Empire is coming soon. I haven't. That's May 2020, but I think basically everything's late for COVID.
Mhm.
Dice Throne Adventures, haven't got that one yet. So far, I don't think there's one that I haven't got that isn't still happening, or hey, where's my skillet? They're late. Uh,
Mhm.
but a lot of them are still in process. Return to Dark Tower, that's gonna be so awesome. Um, Tome of Beast 2, Fantasy Grounds. I don't know why I backed that because I'll probably be the one that converts it. Maybe not. Yeah, so I think
I back
just
to movies too.
technically I think
I back all of their Kickstarters, so I
yeah,
love
I
Kobold
think
Press so much.
so the answer to your question technically is just fucking GeoQuester. He's the only one.
Just
And I've done
wow.
how many is this? Like 100? I
I haven't
mean,
backed that many.
that's a lot. The very first
I
one I
have
ever backed
backed
was the Back in Time, the Back to the Future documentary. Oh man, I was so excited. I fucking love that movie.
I've backed a quarter of your Kickstarter number.
And how
Okay,
many have not
a
or
quarter.
have like ripped you off?
One. one, I never received anything for it. It was for a board game. But other people have started receiving theirs, so
Maybe.
maybe I'll get mine someday.
And what
That's what
is
I'm hoping for.
the amount of
It's what? Wait, what? The amount of what? What?
how much was that Kickstarter that you
Oh,
gave?
I gave it was not very much. I gave let me open it up. $63.
Okay.
And that was for like the collector it's a board game and it was for, collector's edition box with an expansion. So it was a board game expansion and then a big box to like put it all in. And I never got it. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't get
Yeah.
it. Ah!
GeoQuester owes me $513 and an apology.
That's right.
Or he owes me the product and an apology. You have to say that
Mhm.
in that voice or else it's not effective.
And
Di-
an apology. I can't do
Di-
it very well.
Diablo Bob wants to know what the VR project is, and that is, if you remember, that is Tilt 5. Jerry Smith. We were talking about Tilt 5, and we were talking about another one. This was on the Sunday show about whenever that was, a long time ago. And she showed up in the Twitch chat. And Amy, her assistant, showed up in the Twitch chat, and they were talking with us. And so I said, and so I purchased that Kickstarter during the show, which before that burned me because it was GeoQuester.
Mhm.
And it's like the Lawnmower Man movie. Yeah, you're right. So it's a 3D tabletop that you play. You put glasses on and you play games in 3D and like virtual reality. Pretty cool. And when they deliver the Kickstarter, Jerry's agreed to come on the Sunday show with us, and they're also one of their partners is Fantasy Grounds.
Oh,
So yeah,
cool.
so cool.
Cool.
And it was like a grand. That I don't remember. Let's go see how much that was. It was. It's called. Where is it? Oh, Tilt 5 holographic tabletop, and the Kickstarter was 879, or the level I did was, and it's supposed to be delivered this month, but I don't know that I don't know that that's happening. But they're still, I get updates all the time. Not like GeoQuester,
Yeah.
abandon it.
Yeah.
Maybe I should buy this Pathfinder 2 Humble Bundle right now. Should I buy it? I'm
I'm
gonna do it.
thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna show
I
everybody.
gotta wait until payday. But okay, so I wanted to ask you because you backed the Tome of a Beast for Kobold Press. Did you submit a monster?
No,
Did you do that?
I
Did you make
submitted one to the first one and they didn't accept it, and so now I'm mad and I won't ever do it again.
Okay, so I submitted a monster to the first one. I also did not get accepted. And then I submitted what I thought was a way better monster for this one.
Yeah.
And it also did not get accepted. So either A, I suck, or B, they're super mean.
They're super mean.
They're super and I don't I've written monsters. In fact, a monster supplement just came out on the DMs Guild today that I wrote monsters for, a lot of them. And I really don't think that I'm a bad designer, so I don't know why Kobold Press didn't like my monster. It made me really sad, but I won't let it get to me. My dream job, Rob, by the way, my dream job is to work for Kobold Press. I would fucking
Is that right?
die the happiest person if I could ever work there.
Have
Fuck
you
yeah.
applied?
No, I'm too scared. What?
Wolfgang's really nice, but he, like when you said they're mean, but I'm sure he's not the final say on those it's probably a team of people and they vote or
I'm
whatever. I don't
sure.
know.
I'm sure.
All right, I'm buying this.
I don't even know what so here's my thought process and maybe you'll understand. But the reason I don't apply, right? One, I haven't had a real job in 10 years, 8 years. So, I never know what to put like on a resume because I haven't had like I got out of the army in 2013 and I haven't worked a real job since then.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to put on a resume other than I was in the army 8 years ago and I've been a stay-at-home mom who writes RPG content in the meantime. That's my job. That's not a job though. It's just something I
That's
do. I don't
hey,
know.
I consider it to be my job. I haven't had a job for fucking however long since I was a comedian, I guess.
Mhm.
And I am now writing RPG content for my money, and I'm doing all right at it. I'm buying this bundle right now.
True. Domestic engineer. I like that. But so like that, like little stuff like that, prevents me from, trying to get even a freelance. Like I would do freelance work for Cold Press or
Yeah.
Ian World or whatever.
What's that?
My Google Home was going off, so I just stopped talking while it was going. But anyways, yeah, so I don't know. One of these days I will apply and we'll see how it goes. But how cool would it be if I could write content for Cobalt Press? That'd be so
Like
cool.
uber cool.
I would die. I would die. I would die of excitement. Just
That doesn't do anybody any good.
I know,
Don't
because then
die.
I wouldn't be writing content for them. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
All right, so I bought that Pathfinder 2 bundle. I bought the whole thing. I'm going to go get my hardback book and pay
Yeah.
whatever the fucking shipping is. I wonder what the
It's
shipping
probably like
is.
$7.
Yeah.
That's my estimate. $7.
I could go find out what it is. Let's see.
Professional nerd. I was just reading what people wrote in chat. It's all in the spin. That's right. You got to spin everything to your advantage. My husband says that I am the chief domestic operations officer. That's what he calls me.
That's right.
But he was in the
Apparently
army for a lot longer than I was, so
apparently the job
that stuff
of
sticks.
the job of chief domestic engineer equates to $40,000 a year is how much the spouse that doesn't do all the work should be paying the other spouse. That's what I heard on.
Interesting.
You're like, interesting.
Well, I feel
Well,
like $40,000 a year isn't that much. I mean, I know there's probably people out there who make that much and live off of that much, but the part of the United States that I live in, that's not very much money. It's
no,
not
but that's in
that like
addition to whatever else you're
I
doing,
know,
right?
I
Yeah.
get it. But that's like not even enough to pay our mortgage,
Right.
like at all. Because our mortgage is very expensive. But we also live, in the Chicago suburbs. So have I ever told you how much our property taxes are yearly?
I
I don't
want
know
to
if we
say,
were talking about
yeah, you
this.
maybe told me because I probably freaked out.
Yeah, they're insane. Like our property taxes for our house, which by the way is a very modest average house. We don't live in a fucking mansion or anything like that. I think we have a very modest house. In fact, our house is the worst house on the street. So, and our property tax is $7,000 a year. It's fucking insane. It's
Good
crazy.
fucking God.
Yeah, good night. It is horrible. And I think that's pretty high even for our like area. I think it's crazy. And sometimes when I drive around and I look and I'm like, there's a pothole. There's a pothole. What the fuck are my property taxes paying for?
Yeah.
Because isn't that what it's supposed to go to? Like infrastructure and shit like that?
No, it doesn't.
No? Well,
It
fuck
goes
you,
to
Rob.
fucking schools. Goddamn fucking
Oh.
schools. Fucking fuck. I called in live on a call where the mayor was having a call in like about a year ago, and I said yes, my name's Rob Toohey, and I'm a single man with no children, and I'm wondering what incentive do I have to pay my property taxes since I don't have children in school? And they were all like, okay, well, it raises the value of the properties around you, and I'm like, I don't care about that. And educating future generation, I don't care about that. And they basically didn't have a good answer. But it goes
Yeah.
like 80 or 85% of it goes to schools, and then the other rest of it goes to fire and police, which I'm totally down with. I think it should be 100% to the fuck schools. I don't give a shit about
My
schools.
kids go to school, so that's fine.
Right, but I think what
okay.
they need to do is they need to charge the taxes of the parents, not of fucking somebody like me who does. I'm
Right.
paying for other people's children. It just pisses me off. I'm so upset.
Okay, well, here, I'll make you even angrier, and
Okay,
you can be
great.
angry for me. So we pay we pay our property taxes like, a dutiful American citizen should. And okay, every year when our kids go to school, the school district makes us pay fees. They don't go to a private school. Let me just put that out there. My children go to public school. Public school is literally 30 feet from my house. Okay. So my kids go to public school. And every year when we enroll them for the next grade, we have to pay our oldest child, his school fees are $310. And then our next kid, he's in elementary school, and his school fee is like 180 something dollars. So what the fuck? And they call it electronics fee, supplies fee, gym clothes fee, which by the way, we still have to buy their gym clothes. So I don't get it. And so we pay all of those fees, and at the start of every school year, we still have to buy all their school supplies. So why am I paying? I don't understand why, if my property taxes pay for the schools, why the fuck am I paying these fees? And then I still have to buy their gym clothes and buy their school supplies. I don't fucking get it. I don't understand. It pisses me off to no end. But like every other person out there, we're like, here's your fucking money, I guess. Take it from me. I don't get it. Oh, it pisses me off. Okay, I'm done. Are you angry for me, Rob?
I'm
You should be
totally
angry for me. Makes me mad.
I put in the code for my hardcover. I don't know if it's doing it. I don't know. The code is not recognized as a valid. What the fuck? What? Oh, I must have to follow special instructions.
$140 a month? Bob, that's way too much. I would never pay that. I would just be like, nope. But I'm a really big penny pincher. I'm a big penny pincher. So that's why these things make me so angry. Like I've looked at their fee, like the breakdown of the fee, and it's like gym clothes fee, electronics fee, supplies fee, but they don't say what the supplies fee covers. And then when school starts, I still have to buy them everything, their papers, their pencils. I have to buy things for the classroom, tissue, hand sanitizer, which is fine. But why is the school charging me a fee for those things when I'm already buying them? I don't understand that. That's what pisses me off.
You need to run for office. I support you. I vote for you.
Like fucking school fees. Oh, it just drives me nuts. Okay. That's it. I'm done rambling. Now I'm angry and my blood pressure is like
maybe you're more on my side now. Fuck children.
No, but I love my kids though. They're really awesome kids. And we pay this shit because we have to, but I really wish we didn't have to. And like, what the fuck does our property taxes pay for? I thought that some part of property taxes went to infrastructure. And then so I was angry when I saw the potholes in the parking lot. I was like,
no, infrastructure is paid for by like sales tax and shit like that.
Oh, sales. Yeah. Well, I pay sales tax too. So why is there potholes in the parking lot of the Chinese food restaurant?
Spokane is the worst fucking city for like ripped up roads because the weather here is so.
Yeah, our roads are really bad here. I don't like it. They redid like our subdivision last year when we moved in. There was brand new roads, and I was like, "Oh, nice!" But it's only in the subdivision. Once you leave the subdivision, the roads are fucking junk. It's like, "Oh wow, that looks bad. It's real bad."
I used to love where I could tell where the county line was when I was driving on the highway because you'd go the nicest road, and then you cross into the county, and it's just shit where the highway's crap. It was awesome.
It was like that when we lived in Clarksville, Tennessee for a little while, and like the Tennessee side was like really shitty, and we lived on a shitty street in a shitty house. It was really bad. But then when you would cross the border into Kentucky, the Kentucky area of like Fort Campbell was really fucking nice. I was like, whoa, this is heck nice. Why didn't we get a house on this side of the border?
Right.
No, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Parking lots
are private. Yeah, right. Because when I was a hotel inspector in the 90s, I had to show up to properties, and my biggest thing that I didn't like to tell somebody was that they had to resurface their parking lot with like 50 grand or whatever. And they'd be like, "Oh, so you just put me out of business." And I'm like, "Hey, you don't have to do it. It's just that you can't get the A grade if you don't." And then, like, yeah, get the fuck out of here.
But I mean, like, so down the road from our subdivision, there's a grocery store, right? And then the road that runs like adjacent to that grocery store, then there's another parking lot where there's like, a restaurant, there's a Dunkin' Donut. It's a mall, but not a mall. What do you call that? A shopping strip.
Strip
I
mall.
don't know what it's called. Yeah, strip mall. And that whole parking lot and the road that runs adjacent to it is just awful. There's potholes. I mean, there was one that was so big that I had to go into like the next lane
Yeah.
to avoid it. It's so bad.
David
I was
Letterman
like,
used to do
"Oh."
used to do a joke where he said there's a pothole so big on 8th Avenue there's a gift shop in the bottom of it.
It's like, this is date 1, this is dangerous, and 2, it's really ugly, and, like, I don't understand. This one, the big one, is on the surface street. The city should fix it,
It could
right? Like,
pop a
that's
tire. I mean, it could do damage to your rim. It could
mhm.
do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, or like me, I just drove around it, but there was no traffic, but, what if somebody's stupid and does that when it's trafficy and, there's collisions or whatever,
Right?
it's just
Fuck.
dangerous, super dangerous. Fix your I'm gonna email, the Village of Antioch and be like, "Fix the pothole in front of Dunkin' Donuts, please.
Do it now.
Fix
I,
it."
I don't. Yeah, I don't mean you. I don't mean you do it now. I mean that's put
Oh,
that in
yeah.
the email. Do it now.
Let me just
Fix it.
lug
Do it now.
my cement machine out
Yeah, they'll
there.
put. Drake says they'll just put a cone out there.
Probably. Probably. I don't get it. There's a lake right by us, and there's, like, private, I forget what it's called, like, really fancy housing, gated kinda communities, and their houses are, like, on the lake. So these are, like, million-dollar houses. They're, like, right fucking there, right across the next street over from my subdivision. Fancy fucking people live over there. So surely there's some money in this village if we have a subdivision like that on the lake, private neighborhood thing, you can't even get in it. Shit like that. Like, so there's rich people out here. Surely the city has enough fucking money to fix the pothole by Dunkin' Donuts.
You should. You should. You should. Someday when you have a lot of time,
Mhm.
you should drive your car and then hit the pothole and then crash into something
Oh, no.
and
No, no,
then get
no.
money from your insurance company, sue the city for the pothole, sue the owner of the business that you crashed into, sue the mailbox you hit, sue the government, and you'll make all kinds of money, and it'll take 2 or 3 years, but you'll be super rich, and then but that pothole will get fixed.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. I'm not gonna do all that, though. I like my car. I don't
I
wanna
have
wreck it.
I have systems. I have
Mhm,
schemes.
mhm, mhm,
All right. Did
mhm.
anybody ever ask a question? I don't
I'm
remember.
not sure. I mean, I think we answered the ones that we saw. The city only fixes things where near where the fans ain't that true, where the fancy people live. Because when
Yep.
I drive by the lake and I see all the houses and I look into their subdivision, I'm like, "Wow, it's so pretty and so
Yeah,
nice."
cities are also enablers of gentrification because they only beautify the rich areas.
Mhm.
You don't
That's
see them
true.
going down to the projects and fixing the streets and planting outside the
Mhm.
buildings. They don't do it.
Thankfully, I think my neighborhood and our homeowners association is pretty good, and, like, I haven't noticed any, like, really shitty. I'm telling you, we have the shittiest house on the block. So so that's, and we're constantly, like, we're always out in the yard trying to make sure the front garden looks nice and,
See, I
all
do
this
the
shit.
opposite.
Our house
I
is
do
the
the
shittiest
opposite.
on the
I have
block.
a studio in here. I've got a 65-inch TV. I got another TV right here, which is 50 inches. I've got a lot of nice things in my house, so I go out of my way to not make my house look nice outside. I don't want to be the asshole. I take care of the yard and whatever, but I don't
Mhm.
put fancy flowers. I just like I want my house. I want people to drive by my house and go, "Oh yeah, there's nothing in there."
Ooh,
So,
Belle, I hate our homeowners association too, by the way.
I
It's
don't have a
very
homeowners
That's like a
association.
conversation for another day, but I really hate ours. The hoops we had to jump through to put a pool in our backyard, an above ground pool in our backyard, mind you. one that we could tear down in like 2 hours. We had to get a permit and we had to get 2 inspections just to put a pool in our backyard. I was so mad. Like, but that's a whole thing for another day.
But then you
was
got
like,
free
I
water
can't put a
though.
fucking
Free
pool
water.
in my own fucking backyard. We did that is correct. We did the water company. There's a word for it, but they graced us on the water that we
Subsidized your
filled.
water. Your filling
Yeah.
of your pool.
So somebody else paid for my water. Whatever. I mean, in reality, I probably paid it out of my taxes or some bullshit.
Do they?
So
Is
it's
that
always
like
fine.
you get to do that once a year, or do they have a?
I think it's once per permit. So, like, in a few years, if we decide to, oh, Rob, if we want to move the pool
Yeah,
from where it is now to the other side of our yard,
it's another
guess what
permit.
we have to
Yeah, you have to
do? We
redo
have
the
to get
whole
another
fucking.
permit.
But don't you have
It's
to drain it in the winter?
yeah. So if we drain it this winter and take it down, which we're going to because it's not a permanent pool. We just bought like a $300 pool from Walmart. Okay.
Oh,
So when we drain it and take it down for the winter, next summer, if we put it up in the exact same place, we're good. Nothing needs to
right.
happen. But if we move it anywhere else in the yard, even like 2 feet away, technically we'd be in a violation of our
Yeah,
permit.
because the shit
So
that's under the wires and crap under the
yeah,
ground. Yeah.
exactly. Yep. So it has to go in the same spot. If we want to put it on the other side of the yard, we have to get another permit. But anyways, yeah, the water company giving you the grace on the water, they will do that once per permit because we had to send them like our permit
Oh
paperwork
wow.
and stuff like that.
I wonder how much it is. I wonder how much money that is to how much water it costs to fill a pool. I don't know.
Well, the pool is 17,000 gallons. Our pool, it was 17,000 gallons. So I'm sorry, it was 7,000 gallons. I don't know why I misspoke that. It was 7,000 gallons. So it's whatever you pay by the gallon. If you ever look at your water bill, it'll tell you
Oh,
how
is
many
it?
gallons.
I
Well, at
I
least we do here.
I pay an overage every year. It's usually around 100 or 200 bucks, whatever, because I have a sprinkler system, so I probably use more water than.
Oh,
But what I do is I don't pay it, and then when I don't pay it, they add it to my property taxes, and they that's how the county does it. They any unpaid water overage, they just put it on your property taxes, and then I pay it then. But
mhm.
I get a discount on my property taxes. I haven't figured out yet if the water gets added and then I get the discount, or if they do the discount and then just add the water, which is probably what they
Ooh,
do.
yeah.
But the only reason I do that is because the water thing, which is just at the end of my block, I can literally walk to it.
Mhm.
They don't take PayPal or anything. You have to you have to come in there with cash or a check. I haven't written a check since fucking 1989.
Right. Yeah.
And or you have to go in there with cash. And I went in there several years and I kept saying, this seems barbaric, and they're like, yeah. And then the lady finally told me, she goes, all you got to do is just don't pay it. And I'm like, what's this? What's this now?
Mhm.
And she goes, no, I'm not trying to say you won't ever have to pay it, but if you don't pay it, they just add it to your property tax the next year, and then you just pay it when you pay. And I'm like,
Ooh.
oh, there we go. I'm doing that. So
Yeah.
I do that.
Cheerbits in the stream.
Sheerbits,
Thanks
Drake
for the
takes,
cheerbits.
sherbits, Drake
So
takes.
do you have to pay your property taxes like manually, or do you have it come out of like your escrow
I do
account
it
or anything
online.
like
I
that?
don't have an escrow account because
Oh.
I own my home.
Oh, right. We don't.
Oh
We
no,
don't. I
that
mean,
wasn't
we own our house, but the bank owns it. You know what
right
I
because you
mean?
pay a mortgage. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Bane TBC, thank you for the cheerbits. I thought it was Drake, but it wasn't. It was Bane TBC. To be continued.
Oh, thanks for the cheerbits. That's awesome.
But
Yeah, like
yeah,
ours
so
comes out of our escrow,
right.
so
Yours is included with
it's like
your mortgage, yeah.
with
And
our
mine I
mortgage.
have to pay
Exactly. Yes.
manually in April and October. And so in
Ugh.
April I just pay the whole year.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Because mine's like $1,000 or something. But it's
Oh my
no,
god, I
it's
hate
900.
you.
It's 900. But I get a 60% discount because I'm disabled.
Oh, right.
Because
I would
as
kill
those
for
of you
that.
watching know, I'm super disabled. But yeah, so normally it would be like $2,000
Oh
or
god.
2,200 or something like that. But
That's still, I would rather that than what we pay for our, and ours just
Right.
went up too, like another $100 or something like that, which most people are like, oh, $100, whatever. But that's in addition to the other 7,000 something that we were already paying. Another $100 is like a giant fuck you, and it just really
Well, and
pisses me.
isn't property tax is a direct percentage of the value of your home and your land?
Right. Yes.
So
Yes.
you can see that mine's not really that
Allegedly.
valuable.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, your house is smaller too, right? You have a really small
Small
house.
house,
But you
and
have a lot of land.
it sits on 6/10 of an acre.
Right. So we have, I mean, I think our house is average sized. Some people who I tell them how big it is, they're like, "Wow, that's big," or "Oh, that's kind of small." So I don't know. I consider it pretty average. But if you don't count the basement, our house is about 2,000 square feet, which is, I think, a normal size house for a family of 5, right? 3
Yeah.
kids, mom and dad. Um I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, if you count the basement, obviously it's a lot bigger, but our basement is not fully finished, so they don't really count the basement. But yeah, our house is like right now, it's like $235,000. You could buy this house. I'd sell it to
Yeah.
you. You can have it. Cuz then we would just pay it off and move somewhere else. No, I'm kidding.
You're going to Idaho. Don't forget.
Right, yeah, right. We're going to Idaho. So I think that's like the median price of a house in America, isn't it? Somewhere in the
Well,
200
how much land do you have? Because $7,000 on a
Not
two
very
hundred
much.
thirty-five thousand dollar house, that's high.
I know. And I think it has to do with like the village we live in is a
Yeah.
very high, I don't know, because we live right by the lake. Like I was saying, we're
Oh,
like
so yeah.
a hop,
So you,
skipping away from the lake. So I think it has something to do with that. We're right by Lake Catherine, I think is the name of the lake.
okay.
And like I said, like if you go to the lake, there's houses like right on the lake. Like they could launch their boats from their backyard. We can't do that. We have to drive to the lake. But it's literally like 3-minute drive from our house, a giant lake. So I think that's why our property taxes are so high. Anyways, I know we have less than a quarter of an acre. Like we live in a, suburban
Right.
neighborhood.
House. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, house. Yeah, exactly. We just have a
And when,
backyard, front yard.
I live in house as well, but they're skinny deep lots. So that's
Yeah.
why I have like I can build an entire another house behind my house, which I'm still toying with. Maybe I'll do one day. And if I did that, it would be like a 2,500 square foot house, and then I would just Airbnb this piece of shit.
Yes.
But I need like a couple hundred more thousand. So, DM's Guild, everybody.
I tried
Let's
to
go
grab
right
my
now.
cat
Let's everybody go.
Catherine, but she didn't want to come back. Okay, yeah. We're done talking about taxes. I'm sorry, everybody.
Diablo Bob
It
was
just made me
depressed.
angry.
Just
I'm sorry.
do a little auto fellatio, Bob. That'll cheer you up. Might hurt your neck a little. Whatever. Get down like that. I don't know.
No. Not on stream. You'll get us
No, not on
banned.
stream.
Right.
I was gonna suck my toe, which is probably a violation.
Gross.
Well, it's
Even
your
worse.
feet. I can't suck my toe. Are you kidding me? I can
I
barely touch
probably
my
could,
toes.
but I don't want to because that's
You know what I
gross.
did
I don't
earlier?
like.
I jammed a needle into my thigh because I forgot to do it yesterday.
Oh no. Oh right. Your injections.
My injections.
That sucks. I
If I
couldn't
can't
imagine
inject
doing that.
someone else, I'll just do it to myself.
Oh, well.
And
Mhm.
when I say inject
That's always
someone
fun.
else, that means a joke for
I know what
sex.
you mean.
Okay.
I have 3 kids. I know what you mean.
Right, you've done it at least 3 times. Well,
At
you
least 3
haven't
times.
injected somebody, but someone was injected to you. That's why.
Exactly.
That's
Right.
how
Yes.
this is the birds and the bees everywhere. This is how it works. A man and a
Mhm.
when a boy loves a lady. Yeah, that's how it
Mhm.
works.
And sometimes when a boy loves a boy
But
or a
no
lady loves a lady.
but no babies unless they do shenanigans at the doctor.
Right. They gotta go to the doctor to have a
And I'm
baby.
not
But
sure if
that's okay.
shenanigans is the proper way to say that, but you guys know what I mean. Um
Shenanigans. It's
yes,
like my
Belle,
favorite word.
you have a it's what it's called an ass baby. That's right. If you do it in the booty, you get a booty baby. That works.
Oh my god.
And
That
that kid's a
reminds
little
me because
shit. I'll tell you right now already, I can tell you.
I knew a kid once who thought that that's where babies came from when the dad put his in the mommy's butt. That's what he said. That's what he told me. When a daddy puts his penis in mommy's butt, that's where babies come from. And I was like, whoa, you're 6. How'd you learn that? And whoa, that's not how it works either.
No, you order it online and the stork brings it. That's what I thought when I was a
Right.
kid. I thought you
Yes.
just
That's right.
get one for the
Exactly.
mail through the mail. You just ask for one.
Mhm. Mhm. Mail order babies. Could you imagine if that was a thing? Mail order babies.
It
You
is
could
in
just
some
like,
sort. I mean, you can buy black market babies. I mean, it's
well, that can't possibly be real. I
oh
refuse to believe.
oh well, you can live in your bubble
Don't
all you
tell
want.
me. Don't tell. Yep, bubble, bubble. Don't tell me all the bad things out in the world.
I'm not so sure Bane's joke about getting them from Amazon won't be true in 20 or 25 years. But
Here's your
it
Amazon
won't be
delivery
illegal. It'll
baby.
be you send in your sperm and someone donates an egg and then they mix it in the lab and they birth it and they ship it out in a truck. I don't know. I'm not. I'm thinking that's like maybe gonna be a real thing.
No. No. Oh no, Belle, I couldn't imagine that. Oh my gosh. Robin is talking about mail order babies. Vex just now came back into the conversation. Oh, that's funny.
Mail order nursing students. Yeah, well, they have
Ooh.
that. You can go to the escort sites and just tell them they need to wear a uniform. It's done.
Mhm.
I don't know that they have training in when they show up with their nurse uniform and you have a heart attack. I don't know that they can help you.
Mhm.
Drake, you might have tried to post a link. Let me permit you. Hold on. Permit Drake
But
takes. Uh, what do you mean that's not a? Oh, permit. How about permit? How about if you spell it right? PER.
gee, Rob,
Permit. Okay, let's just calm down.
learn how to spell Rob.
I don't slash PERMIT. Drake takes.
My phone is blowing up for some
What do you
reason.
mean I can't do that? Okay, well, whatever. I tried. Yeah, they'll take my temperature. Babies R Us. That's the fun thing about the Wednesday show is you don't know what we're gonna talk about because we don't know.
I know, we hop on call with each other, and sometimes we'll start out by asking, "How are you?" "I'm good." "How are you?" "Okay." And then Rob will say something, and I'll be like, "Nope, save it for the show." And then
Yeah,
I'll be like, "I got something for you too." And that's how the
yeah.
show
We started
happens.
that precedent about a month and a half ago or so where
Mhm,
we somebody was gonna say just when we're privately talking before the show, and we're like, no,
mhm.
save it for the show. Don't ask me.
Yep. Don't know spoilers, no
Yeah, no
spoilers.
spoilers.
So, yeah, so sometimes I mean, most of the time, we talk about things completely fresh with each other on the show. It's not stuff we, like, pre-discussed or anything.
No,
Love it. It's my favorite part about the show. It's all on the fly. It's all on the fly.
it's all
There
improv,
was a word I was
everybody.
it's there thank you, improv, yes. Live and in person.
Dun, 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 dun.
Mail order brides, thoughts? I
My
don't have a
seventh
problem with it.
my seventh grade teacher at parochial school had a mail order bride. He had a literal mail order bride, and they were married. And then I found out years later that once she got her green card, she divorced him immediately.
Mhm.
And that's how you do it. But don't
That
you expect that's what's going to happen? I mean,
Yeah, and I think that's the stigma of mail order brides, right? Most of them come from foreign countries. They
yeah.
just get paid to come here and then, get the green card or whatever. I feel like if you mail order a bride, there should be some sort of prenup or something. They have to stay together for at least 10 years
Well,
or
it's
20
I think it's
years or,
two. The rule the
ugh.
government requires 2 years cohabitation.
Right,
But
right, but I meant the couple should get a prenup and try to stay together and, like, have a real marriage.
yeah,
Um,
you would
but
think.
that's just me. I'm very pro-marriage. I don't I want everybody to be happy and have a happy ending. But, I mean, I understand, if people aren't happy in their
Happy
marriage.
endings. That's a
Oh,
fun
yeah, you
phrase
know what
that
I
you
mean.
chose.
Okay, alright, I'm not against divorce either. I've been divorced once. I was married once before my marriage now.
I always said that in my stand-up act, I thought divorce should be illegal. The problem with enacting that law would be that your murder rate would skyrocket.
Oh my god, yeah.
It got good laughs. Yeah, citizen, United States citizenship is a serious want for people from poor countries or oppressed countries. And so
Mhm.
if you're 18, 20, 22, 24 years old and you agree to come here, marry somebody and live with them for 2 years, that that's seemingly not that long out of your, that's a tenth of your life so far that you're sacrificing to live free the rest of your life. I
Mhm.
I get it. I get it. I understand the whole mentality behind it. Robert
Yeah, it makes
Kraft
sense.
loved happy endings.
It's
You know,
unfortunate that is a way that people feel is in some of these people's cases the only way they can escape their
yeah,
situation in their countries that they're coming from. And that to me is the root of the problem, you know.
yeah.
If if immigration was easier to do legally or
Oh yeah, because
leaving their
well,
countries or
that's
whatever.
why we have a lot of illegal immigrants, right? Because the
I know,
the
I
way to do
understand.
it officially takes years and years and years, and you might be fucking dead by that time. I get it. I mean, I don't agree with building a wall or whatever the fuck that is. That whole I don't agree with
What
that, but I
point
I
is that
get
gonna
why.
serve?
Yeah, but I understand. I mean, people don't realize like you haven't lived in fucking Guatemala. You haven't lived in fucking Venezuela. You don't know what it's like. These people are running for their lives.
Mhm.
And also, they're the only ones willing to come here and pick lettuce for under $14 an hour. So let them in.
Right?
Just
I
fucking let
know.
them in.
And avocados
They're
in
taking my job. No,
California.
they're not. All the jobs they are willing to do for no money are jobs you would fucking never go near. You fucking
Yeah,
fuck. Yeah, I'm a liberal.
right.
I admit it. I admit it.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm pretty liberal leaning on most things. And like when I lived in California, you notice, especially when you go to Southern California, well, not all, but a lot of yeah, entry level jobs like fast food and retail and stuff like that. There were a lot of immigrants that worked those jobs, not to mention all of the agriculture and construction and stuff like that. The kinds of jobs that most people generally only would work when they're teenagers or young adults, and then you go on to corporate America
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Nobody's picking lettuce that's an entitled white person. They're just not doing it.
Right.
Even if you're
Exactly.
desperate, you're still not doing it.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
these people come and they work hard and they to send money to their families and whatever. Yeah, whatever. I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't have
Mhm.
a problem with it.
I just want everybody who lives here to pay their fucking taxes
Right.
so
And
that
most
my
of them
taxes
do.
will go
Yeah.
down. So pay your taxes. That's all. Okay. Ah,
Darth Vex
somehow
says
we
he
made it back to taxes.
he picks lettuce off his burgers, he says. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like lettuce on my burgers either,
I like
unless
lettuce on
it's
the burger
very
if it's
crispy.
crunchy.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, high five.
Like high five. Like wilted lettuce is just disgusting
Oh.
no matter where it is.
Mhm.
Oh god, because as a kid I fucking hated spinach.
Bob.
Eh,
Bob was talking about how I said happy endings earlier, and it's like
Yeah.
he said she's liberal with happy ending. Yes, I said liberal leaning. I'm actually kind of a centrist, but when people say that, they say, "Oh, so you can't make up your mind." No, I've made up my mind. I like the fucking middle, but I am liberal leaning. But anyways,
I mean,
I do want everybody to
you can
have
ask me
happy
my
endings.
opinion on any subject in
Mhm.
politics and government and all that, and I can tell you where I stand, and most of my answers are going to be leftist because I believe in a woman's right to choose. I believe in equal pay.
I do too. I do
I
too.
I believe in separation of church and state.
I do
And
too.
my most despised individual is a dude named Cletus who stands with a pitchfork leaning on his mailbox at the end of his gravel driveway talking about we don't take kindly to homosexuals. That's the guy
Oh,
I
that's
hate.
just
And that's Trump supporters. It is. Just there's
mhm,
no denying it. And although I
mhm,
will admit I do have a gravel driveway myself, but I'm going to pave it and heat it.
mhm.
I'm going to pave it and I'm going to heat it.
Hmm.
And I'm going
Yeah,
to
no,
maybe
I mean, I love gay marriage. Some of my best friends are gay.
my father's
And I
gay.
was very happy when
It's a
they could
Seinfeld joke.
when they could get married. In fact, when I was in the army, one of mine and Messi's friends got married, had a gay wedding. And she was a really good friend of ours, and they're still married to this day. So go with them. And
Both of my
so I've never had a
sisters
problem with that.
both of my sisters are married to each other. I
Aw.
I know That's a.
to each
I have to
other?
now. I have to explain the story. People are like, "What
Wait,
did he
what?
just? Wait, what?" No, but they're not. They're not my. They're not. They're not. They're not sisters, but they're both my sisters, but not biologically. It's a long
Oh,
story.
I got you.
Yeah, but
Okay.
they
One is your sister,
none of
and
them are
because the
none of
other
them are
one married?
blood
No,
sisters,
okay.
but they one of them's a childhood friend, and the other one is a person who is her wife. But funny story, we met at a strip club when I was DJing and she was dancing in 1989, but we didn't remember. Then we didn't see each other for long, and then we were like, when we first met, we were like, God, I know you, and for like 2 hours we sat there and we were like, no, I swear I know your face and I've seen you before, and we were both doing that. And so we just
That's
kept going
funny.
back and back and back until we got back to 1989. And she goes, well, I danced at Deja Vu. And I'm like, oh my God, I was the DJ there. And she's like, that's it. That's where we met.
So you've
And
seen her
I've seen her
naked,
naked. Yeah, totally. Well, I've
but you
recently seen her
didn't
boobs anyway, but
remember.
she flashed me in Vegas. I don't know. It was fun. And
Oh.
I said to her, she flashed me in Vegas like 4 years ago just to be funny.
Mhm.
And I go, those are perfect. And she gave me a big hug, but it was very mature. It was very like, oh my God, I love you so much. You know, I was
Aw.
like,
Aw.
anyway, that's right. My sister sits are perfect. So listen to this. Buy a real doll. Hey, I buy Rob a real doll. That's right. I've thought about that. They're not good enough yet. I want him to actually walk around and talk to me. So give it 10 more years. So the story for those of you who are watching the stream going, what? His sisters are gay married? What the fuck is happening? No, we do not live in Alabama. This is a childhood friend who, when I had my liver transplant, invited me to stay at her house because my mother had died and they were too afraid of letting me go home alone.
Mhm.
And so I stayed at their house for a week, and they had just gotten married. They'd been going out for years, but they just got married in like 2010. So this was, or 2014, whatever it was, I don't know.
Mhm.
And then they sat me down at the kitchen table one day and they said, you're not our friend anymore. You're our brother. And so we're your sisters and you're our brother now. And I said, okay.
Aw.
And we didn't like slice our wrists or do anything like that. Because I asked about that. I said, are we going to make blood on our hands? And she goes, no, we're not doing that. And she goes, just accept it.
No,
So
because diseases and
so
stuff.
my sisters are married to each other, but they're not my biological sisters. But when I say I have to take my sister to the airport, that's how I refer to them, right? So that's who I'm talking about.
Mhm. Right, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, but, like, if you think about it, if one of them was your sister, whether it was, sister, stepsister, something like that, and then they married someone, that someone they married, if it was a woman, would still be your sister, it'd be your sister-in-law,
Right.
right? Okay.
They
'Cause
would, yeah. But in this case, they're both equally my sister.
right, I
Yeah.
see what you're saying. 'Cause I
Right.
like, my husband's sister, I call her when I refer to her, my sister, even though she's my sister-in-law.
Right.
It's just so long to say that. I'm like, "No, it's my sister," or, whatever. And then same for my brothers, like, the women that like, one of my brother, he's not married legally, but they've been together for so long that we basically consider them married, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense. So I call, his wife, air quotes, I call her my sister too. I've just,
How
she's my
many years
sister.
have they been together?
I don't know, a
Is it
long
more
time.
than 10?
No, I don't think it's been that long.
Is it more than 7?
But yeah, maybe somewhere in that
They
ballpark.
possibly might be married anyway. They
Yeah,
might,
common law.
common law, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how long common law is in Illinois, or if it's there are some states that don't have common law marriage anymore. Like
Yeah.
it's just they
There's
did
also
away
some
with it.
states that have legal age of consent under 18.
Oh, that's weird.
I used to have the list.
I don't agree with that.
Well, it's funny because I used to have a bit where I did it. No, Your Honor. Your daughter told me she was 18 or whatever, and but I
Mhm.
made some whole diatribe about how back like 120 years ago in the Old West, 13 to 15 was childbearing age, and you didn't live past 30. So the legal age of
Right.
consent, they didn't even have a legal, 12 or 13 was the
Right.
normal thing to do. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird.
but times change. So, I'm
Times
just saying.
change. Yep.
I think I think it should be, if the legal adult age is 18, I think, in order to have adult consensual sex, you should be 18. Both sides, by the way, male, female, doesn't matter. I apply it equally to
Yeah.
everybody. I think it should be 18 across the board. That's just my opinion, though. See, I told you
See,
guys some things I'm like super right. I'm like,
yeah.
oh,
I think this, of course, most of the ideas I have will not only never ever occur, they will never even be talked about or never even brought up as a possibility. Like, for example, um, getting rid of the electoral
oh.
college.
Belle
Actually, that is
says
talked about.
common law marriage is not valid in Illinois. So my
Oh well,
brother and his wife
or
aren't
just
actually my brother
boyfriend
and
and
his
girlfriend.
wife.
Yeah, that's right.
But it doesn't to us, it doesn't matter.
Right. But
They're
I think
together
that you should also you have not only you should have a license
to have
to have
sex.
sex.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
And the age
Can
in
you
which
wait, 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 wait,
the,
wait,
wait
wait.
wait let me
Can
finish. Let me
you
get this
no,
out. Let me get
okay,
this
okay,
out.
okay,
The
okay, okay, okay.
age in which you can consent to do that is when you can pass the test. So if you're 14 or 15, but you fully are aware of exactly all the questions you would be asked on a sexual reproduction test, and also what emotional benefits or um, negatives that might have on your life, and you can go through all that, and you can intelligently pass like an SAT for sex, then you should be able to
Right,
do it. But you should
right.
also have to pass that test to be able to do it. And
Now,
again, this is a pipe dream that will never, not only will not happen, but the only time it will ever be discussed in the universe is today on this show, and then no one will ever talk
right?
about it again. Yeah.
It's true. We should run for office and make it happen. But can you imagine, Rob, you're, 17, 18 years old, and instead of going to the DMV to get your license to drive a car, you're going to the, I don't know, the DBJ or whatever.
Dr.
And
Blowjob.
and you're there in line with all these other people. Some dude in here is like 50. That lady over there, she's 75. Holy shit. And all these people are in line to get their license to fuck.
Right.
Literally a license to fuck.
You don't have to go to AA anymore, meetings anymore to pick people up. Now you can just go to the sex office.
Oh, yes, you could.
I need to go to a meeting.
Oh my
Um,
god.
someone 35 can't pass the sex SAT.
Is it
Yeah,
just
well,
handies for
because
learners?
having sex, having, and especially unprotected sex with people, it fucks up the world, everybody, but nobody seems to give a shit about it. It's all fine. We're all fine with it. It's how the world works.
Oh my god, Bane said, "Hey, you wanna have sex? I have my card." Or, like, the opposite of that is, "Do you want us to have sex? I don't know. Can I see your card?"
Yeah,
Oh my
because
god, that's
I've also
hilarious.
been a proponent of, there's too much, there's sexual harassment and there's Me Too and all, and it's very valid that people are crossing lines, and you got to be
Right, yes.
right. And I support all that. But I've always thought, ever since I was a young teenager, I've always thought that it should be a normal practice to just walk up to somebody on the street and say, "Hey, I find that I'm attracted to you and I'd like to have sex with you. Would you like to do that with
Mhm.
me?" And they should just go yes or no. And if yes, they go off somewhere. If no, walk away, no harm, no foul. I think that should be a regular thing that happens. Now, I've been told that is actually what happens in bars, but but I don't hang out in bars, so I don't know. But I just think you should be able to do that. Like, if you see someone, and then they should be able to go, "Oh well, I'm married, so thank you." And I go, "Okay, well, have a nice day." Like, it should
Mhm.
be not romantic at all. It
I
can be
think it
romantic, but
requires
yeah,
it requires like, a mental fortitude that some people just don't possess, like, because back when I was younger, I was moderately good looking, and I've been hit on before by total strangers, people I don't know, and my mom always told me, if somebody hits on you and you're not comfortable with it or whatever, you just tell them, "No, thank you," or but make sure you're always clear that you're not interested, right? Because otherwise, some people will continue pursuing you if you're very flippant about it.
right,
So, I was always I always thought I was very proud of myself because I was always very good at, putting people down without, like, hurting their feelings or whatever. And I think, unfortunately, not a lot of people get, like, taught that by their parents anymore. I think what I've noticed is I've had friends who are like, "No, my parents never, like, talked to me about that kinda stuff or whatever," and I'm like, That's just mind-blowing to me, and especially, for girls. I think girls get hit on, a lot more than men do. Women don't tend to, like, just come on to a guy. I mean, it happens. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen before somebody, like, tears me apart in chat, but I think it is really common that women get hit on by men. Like, that's really common.
Yes.
So, I think if you're a parent, these are the kinds of things you should just talk to your kids about because they make it a lot
Right.
better.
I
But yeah,
I
some
never
people just don't
received
know how to
one
take it either.
iota of discussion or training from either of my parents.
So,
Nothing.
I don't maybe it's because I was the only girl, so I feel like up until I was, like, 16 years old, it's all people would talk to me about is, when you go out,
Yeah.
if somebody's bothering you, this is what you do, or,
And
like
maybe it's, I mean, this is super sexist but also perhaps true. Maybe parents generally don't worry about boys as much as they might worry about
right.
girls. Yeah.
But boys should also be
They
taught,
should. They totally should.
how well, obviously, I think flirting is okay, especially I don't know the word I'm looking for here, but I think it's normal for a person to go up to another person and show interest in them. That's totally normal and it happens all the time. But I think boys should be taught, boys and girls should be taught, once somebody says no or, they're not interested, then just fucking leave it be and like
Right.
let it go. Move on to the next one, or
Yeah.
whatever.
It's a
um
numbers game. It's sales.
right, right.
If you ask a girl if she's interested in you and she says no, then you say, "Okay, want to get a pizza?"
And
And
just
just stop
fucking
talking
yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, like, take it with dignity or move on to the next one. That's,
Right.
and that's what I try because all I have are sons. I don't have a daughter, so I don't have to worry about the flip side of it, I guess. But I try to always, even if it's like something totally unrelated, but it's like some semi-related, I find a way to make sure that my kids know, like, these are life fucking lessons, right? So like when my kids are roughhousing with each other, I'll give that as an example because they do it all the time. If they're roughhousing and I hear one of them say, "No, stop, I don't want to play anymore," I tell the other one, "Look, he said no, you have to stop." You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I think if I do that now while they're young, it will help reinforce that in other situations.
Right.
So no fucking means no. That's right. And I want my kids to understand that. And everybody should teach their kids that. That's all. Well, thank you
The
for coming
end.
to my TED Talk.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
That's right. Mhm, mhm.
Dick pics.
So why
Um.
are people sending you pictures of Trump?
Yeah, that's funny.
It's funny.
The one I've gotten caught into many times is I'll spend what is probably too much time with a girl that I'm interested in before I let her know that. And then
Mhm,
she'll make it clear to me at one point that she has no romantic interest in me. And then I'll
mhm,
say, "Oh, okay." And then I'll get like disappointed or rejected or whatever. And then maybe it's a look I get on my face or whatever. And then these girls would say something to me like, "Oh, so since I'm not interested in you or romantically anymore, we can't be friends now. You're not capable of
aw,
having a platonic relationship." And what I would normally almost do every single time was I would say, "No, no, I can do that." And then it would spiral into this self hate of my, like, I should just
mhm.
say, "No, I'm interested in you, and that's never going to go away. So why not do us both a favor and end this now and never see each other again?" That's what I should have
Right,
done,
yeah.
but I usually
Mhm.
don't do that. And then it takes like 2 years for that to happen. So
Right.
yeah, the friend zone
Payne
and all
says
that
it.
shit, right?
"I can do that, but I don't want to." That's what you should say.
Yeah,
"I can do
exactly,
that,
Payne.
but I
That's
don't
what I
want
and
to."
that henceforth that's what I will do. That's what I'm not going to waste my time anymore, but
Um,
I don't really have
Rob,
these opportunities anymore. No, no, I know. I'm not saying it
so
can't
you can
happen. No,
be
no.
platonic friends with me.
Well,
No, I'm
what do you
kidding,
want me to say? I'm not attracted to you. No. But yeah, you can't I can't win. You can't win this scenario. A
I was
man
just fucking
a
with
man
you.
can't win it. But um there's always hope.
I'm an
People get hit by
asshole.
buses, whatever. So
Mhm.
yeah, no, I can be platonic friends with a woman. It is possible to do that. But I generally get in trouble sometimes. I mean, what can I do? I wear my heart on my sleeve and I fall in love with every person I meet.
Mhm.
Whatever. It doesn't even matter if they're a man or a woman.
Aw.
But I'm more, as an older gentleman now, I'm more realistic about my. I've been able to shift my thinking and everything. But
Hmm.
yeah, if I was especially attracted to someone that was physically in my own town that I saw a lot and we were friends and we were doing activities together and stuff like that, and I had feelings for her, I would just have to tell her right away and see where that see where that goes. And if it wasn't happening, I would probably have to say, well, it's not fair to either one of us for us to continue to be friends because
Right.
that's not going
Yeah.
to go away. And I'm more self-aware about that than I had previously been. However, we're talking about all this, right? And I
Hmm.
don't meet people. The only people I know are the people that are here in the chat right now. That's it. I don't go out of
Oh,
my house. I don't go places. I don't see people. I don't
but you
meet
got
people.
the what's that app called?
Oh, Tinder. Yeah, that's
That
worked out
one.
a couple times. But I don't think people are on Tinder to get married or to do things that lead to
Well,
maybe. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, Tinder.
maybe.
I think I took it
I
off my
don't know.
phone now because I got
Oh,
mad.
what?
Yeah, I just kept getting mad because this is 95%, 99% of Tinder is this. There's some cute girl on there, you swipe right. If there's a match, you contact that girl and then she's a call girl or a hooker.
Oh,
And that's
that's
95% of it. And so I've
wait. What do you got against sex
I
workers?
don't. But I don't. I have nothing against it. But I don't want to
Okay,
do that. I don't want to do that and have that be all I do for the rest of my life. I don't want to do that. I want to find like somebody who likes to play
I got you.
board games or watch fucking TV
Right.
with me.
Makes
You know what I
sense.
mean?
Makes
Um,
sense. I wish I could help you. I'm not been in that game for 10 years, so, what
but
advice do I have?
also there's a and I've been I don't want to call it set up, but I've had people steered my way by people that know me. And
Mhm.
then it turns out they really don't know me because they're steering me like these horrible women that have nothing in common with me and that are super bitches and like I'm like what the why would anybody think I would want to
She
spend time?
pours her milk first and then the cereal. What the fuck?
No.
Yeah. It's fucking weird. Oh, but somebody said something in chat earlier. Oh, I lost it. Oh, right. So George Orr was saying that he got the "let's just be friends" speech from his wife when he first asked them out. And I wanted to point out, I got the same shit from Messi. When Messi and I first met, he did not want to date me, like at all. He was very adamant that he did not want to date me. And to this day, I still hold that over his head a little bit because I'm like, look, if you never dated me, you would have missed out on all of this. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But
No, it can happen, but there's
Mhm.
certain yeah, I mean yeah, I mean there's so many variables in there. Like when somebody says
Right.
they don't want to date you, it could be because they just got out of something and they don't want to jump back into there could be there could be a
Right.
million reasons. But if the reason is that they're like disgusted by your presence except that they want to be friends with you anyway, that's no good. You can't I can't you know yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bane. Bane is saying that I should have respected that and moved on. I did actually, for the record. So to just put it in a little capsule for you. So Messi and I, we were in the army together and we met in AIT and we were friends, very good friends for a very long time. And I had casual relationships with other people during our friendship until he was, ready to get back in the game or whatever. I wasn't belligerent. I mean, you can ask him. I don't think I was belligerent about it like every single day. Will you go out with me? Will you go out with me? How about today? Will you go out with me today? I wasn't like that. It happened, pretty naturally. We were friends. I was seeing somebody else and then that didn't work out. And then, we went to a party and hung out and realized we liked each other and ta-da! That's
Yeah.
how it happened.
Now you have 3 kids
Um,
or 2
yeah. And
kids.
now we have two kids together. I had one already from
Right.
my first marriage. And then, yeah, I mean, yeah, we're still together 10 years later. Fucking crazy. But anyway.
Yeah, so it's just I don't know. My
Mhm.
I only have 2 or 3 close friends, and they like one of them.
Fucking Darth
What does he
Max.
say?
He said, Messy, if you're being held hostage,
Yeah, give us a signal. That's funny.
blink twice. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just read that and it was
Yeah.
funny. Okay, all right.
Scream loudly. We'll turn up the volume so we can hear you in the stream. I forgot. Oh, I only have like basically really two close friends. One of them is a woman, and the male friend who's married thinks I should do everything. His attitude is that I should just, if I need to get laid, just get a hooker. Like, don't. He's like, don't. He goes, I can't believe you think you want a relationship, Rob, because your life is such that you're doing your streams and your games, and and everything's fun for you. And getting a relationship is only going to take away from that, and you're going to have to do things with her and for her. And he's married like 20 years, and he's super against me having not getting married, but even having a girlfriend. He's like, you think you want that, but you don't. And then my friend who's a woman is like, oh, we've got to find you somebody. So they're the opposite, and they're the two most important people in my life, and they have opposite opinions about that.
That's how it is, though. Some people, I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there who don't, who think that like marriage and long-term commitment relationships are like a waste of your time or whatever. And that's their viewpoint. I don't agree with it, but I understand. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel that way, but I have no grudge against people who feel that way, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
That's you. You do you, boo-boo. You know what I mean? I don't king shame around here or whatever.
Right. And it's funny.
Then
oh, go ahead.
I mean, no, and then I was gonna say, like I think that there are benefits to having, a long-term relationship, whether it's, with the same person or, several different people over many years or, whatever makes you happy. That's in the end, that as long as you're not hurting other people and you're happy, why nothing should matter. Nothing else matters.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me that I try to explain to people about loneliness is that I'll be sitting in my living room watching television, and almost, I mean, I don't know what the time is, if it's every minute or every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes, but it's very often I have the desire to turn to the other chair and say something to that person, and there's nobody in the chair.
Aww.
That's so, I mean, sex is good. I mean, yeah, you want to have sex, which is why I prefer a woman instead of a man.
Right. Makes
But
sense.
as somebody that's here in the house all the time with me. But I think that having someone living in your house with you would be fucking awesome. But I haven't found anybody who wants to do that. So
I know you don't like kids and you can't have sex with them, but have you ever considered adopting an older kid? Not a little kid, but like an older kid.
But I only thought about it for like a minute and a half.
Oh,
because
okay. I understand.
I don't want to adopt a kid for me. I would want to do it for them.
Well,
and I'm not that guy. I'm not altruistic enough to be responsible and see to their needs and make sure they get I'm just not that guy. I just don't want to be a parent.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you adopt a wife or a girlfriend? Do they have that? I don't know.
Well, then just get a mail order bride. I don't know. Look, but Rob, I will say this.
That too, yeah.
I know it's not the same. Not even close to being the same. But if you're ever feeling lonely, I am a Discord message away.
Well, I
know it's not the same as having somebody there to talk to, but I get it. I have a house full of people, and sometimes I get lonely, because it's normal. It's a normal human emotion.
Yeah. I understand that, because even though there's people around, you're lonely for things that those people don't provide. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And my kids drive me bonkers sometimes, but that's like a whole nother
that's
story.
Their job. That's what they're supposed to do until they're like 18 when they get the fuck out. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But so if you're ever, feeling down or whatever, you can talk to me anytime. I know it's
I
not the same,
I
but I'm just
appreciate
throwing
it.
it out there for you.
I like
Uh-huh.
to know that I have that available.
Yeah.
Um, um, so ladies, what I'm saying is, give me a call.
Yeah. Hey girls.
Hey,
Hey
girl.
girls.
Because I might
Yeah,
not
my
be,
friend.
I might not be your typical magazine looker, as per the face and also the body. But if you can get beyond that, I'm pretty awesome. The end. That's my pitch.
The end. You did amazing.
Pimp that,
Yay.
Rob Toohey. Pimp that, Rob Toohey.
You can sign up to foster a wife onlyfans.com.
OnlyFans.com. What is OnlyFans? Is that a real
Don't
thing?
do it. You didn't even know? It's like, okay, so do you remember like 5 years ago or whatever, if you were a streamer, a girl streamer anyways, everybody would always be like, "What's your Snapchat? What's your Snapchat?" Right?
Yeah.
So OnlyFans is like the new Snapchat, but it's meant usually people use it to pay the streamer or the person they're following for nudes, usually is what it's for. Mhm.
Yeah. Nice. I
It's
I'm
true.
gonna bring this website down because if I post one nude, it'll crash the internet.
Oh my god, what if Rob got an OnlyFans account, you guys? I'm sorry.
I'm on the
So
website right now. I'm on it.
no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, it looks like
Mhm.
the example pictures are like girls sitting on the top of the counter, but they're clothed.
I've never opened the website and I have no desire to, so thank you for describing it to me. That's
Only
lovely.
sign up and make money with your interact with your fans.
Yeah, interact with your fans.
Interact.
That's mhm.
Maybe when I was a comedian, I could have done that. And actually, I've two or three of my girlfriends were because I was a comic. They came to my show and talked to me
Oh,
after, or
Belle says some people do no nudes on OnlyFans as well.
Belle says, "You
If
want
I
the
ever
link to my
made
page?"
one.
That's
If I
awesome.
ever made one, which I will never make one, but mine would be also that, but I would also never make any money. So that's why I'll never make one. I think, well, I'm just gonna zip my lip now, but
But yeah, I got girlfriends because I was a entertainer. But I honestly don't think that's why I entered relationships with them. I just think that's how they met me. I just,
Mhm.
because yeah, I'm just trying to think like that it doesn't seem that that's the reason they decided to be my girlfriend. Other things.
Well,
I
right.
can't really discuss. No, I'm just kidding. That was a dick joke, everybody. I would charge people for pictures of a sausage.
Ooh. I was trying to think, I could get an OnlyFans for my pets. I would get one for
Yeah.
my pets. It'd be like Bahamut, Tiamat,
Get
and
like
Bolo.
a take a picture of myself, but I'm blatantly just holding like a hot dog with mustard on it, and then in my
Gross.
yeah, it's just not.
Gross. Gross.
So
All right.
I was gonna say not funny, but you're actually saying that's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, holding any food in your as a pretend genital. I don't know. I think it's gross. I'm weird. What if I did that, right? Like,
With a
that's
taco.
the double standard here, right? It's not funny when a girl does it.
It
Yeah.
is, but
Taco
see,
down
I have a
there.
warped sense of humor. It is fucking amazingly funny if girls do it.
And then
Do
like
you want to see my
coconut.
taco? And then it's a fucking like Taco Bell taco. Yeah.
Taco Bell taco gross. Oh my gosh. Actually, Taco Bell
Drink
tacos aren't that bad.
most of my water now.
I know my water's empty, so that means, the show's over now, Rob.
Oh my god,
I've got nothing
so
to
look
drink.
at the camera, don't look at the clock. How long have we been doing it?
An hour and 45 minutes. Oh wow, I was way
Two
off.
and a half hours almost.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh, your poor ears. Your
I know
ears
my ears
must
are starting to hurt a
hurt.
little bit. So we should
Mhm.
stop, everybody. This is enough nonsense.
Mhm.
Quick, someone that
Mhm.
can sew. I had an idea. We need to get a face mask that looks like a microphone with a breath shield over it. and send it to Remedies.
Like this?
Yeah.
But just a mask?
Yeah.
I could make that. I know how to sew. I make stuff. I made doggy bandanas. I sewed it.
I'm against
Okay.
anthropomorphication.
It's a fucking bandana, Rob. It goes over the collar. Like you just slip the collar through it. Shut the fuck up.
That's all right.
It's a
That might be
bandana.
all right. But the hat and jacket is where I draw the line.
Well, okay. I do get sweaters because it snows here in the wintertime and the dog still has to go outside to use the bathroom, so he needs like a coat.
You get that dogs don't need that, right? That they have a natural protection.
No, okay. All right. So do we. We all have, skin and shit, but if you go outside naked, you tell me how much you like that when it's 22 degrees and 6 feet of snow outside.
What is this?
Come talk to me then.
Unfollowed. What is he saying that for?
I don't know. Either me or you.
I don't know.
I pissed him off. I don't know. Look, I put one fucking jacket on my dog so that she doesn't, when we had Pixel, so that she didn't fucking freeze her nips off when she had to go pee outside. Okay.
Dogs have how many nips? 6? Do they have 6 nips? They don't want to freeze their nips off.
Don't fucking sue me, Rob, for putting my dog in a fucking jacket.
I'm willing to change my mind on this, actually, after talking to you. If the reason that you're doing it is for warmth, I would say I'm okay with that. If you're doing it for style or to show off your dog because you're fucking Paris Hilton that carries her dog in her purse, no. The answer is no.
I mean, the bandanas are for style, let's be honest.
But I told you, I told you though the story about the lady I worked with who.
Yes,
that just made my whole opinion of these fucking people. Oh my god, I'm still.
Look, I don't take it that far, but here I'm gonna piss you off real quick. Okay. So I'm gonna make a bandana out of this fabric.
Dogs, bones and paws. Yeah.
Okay. This one.
Yeah, hearts with eyes. Yeah.
Okay, and and this one.
Scooby Doo, right?
I
like all the designs. America.
Okay, yeah, that's what I've got so far. Mm-hmm. Don't fucking judge me.
I'm not judging you. I don't kink shame, Robin.
Yeah, don't kink shame. Well,
I don't kink shame.
It's not a kink. Whoa now. Whoa now.
Whoa now. I don't think I've ever heard that phrase. Whoa now. Whoa now. This is fun, everybody. We do it every Wednesday. Usually not for this long, but sometimes. I mean, this might be our longest, actually. I know we've gone 2 hours before.
Mm-hmm.
America.
George R. brings up a good point. The bandanas you can use to get the drool from the dogs, for the record.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, just because I got them in different fabrics to make sure my dog is styling. I gotta just fucking with you now. All right. We gotta go.
All
right. Is that what you were trying to do?
I gotta go. Isn't it 10:30 for you?
Yes, it's bedtime for me.
It's bedtime.
Is what it is.
And I, of course, have another 6 to 8 hours before I'll go to bed.
That's insane.
Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention right before the show, I did just wake up from a nap, just so you know.
Yeah.
You love it when I say that. Fuck you. I take naps. I slept from 1 to 5. Yeah, and she can Boffrin easy. Robin, if she wanted to, I don't think she's doing it maliciously, but she could trigger me in many different ways.
Look, I'm just holding my ground on my doggy bandanas.
I respect it. I respect you holding your ground. And what was the second one? Oh, and coats.
Coats
for warmth.
Coats for warmth.
Or Halloween. Halloween is full on anthropomorphizing with all out shoes, everything. I'm totally down with Halloween.
I'm not putting shoes on my dog.
But this is where I have a problem with people, you know.
Okay. I'll accept.
I can't go it's just gonna make me mad. My sister, one time I went over there to help them recently. My one sister's in the hospital, so I had to go with the other one to drive to drive to the hospital and pick up the other car and drive it back. And the kids came in the car, which is super understandable, but the dog had to come in the car. The dog had to come because the dog cannot be left alone at home. And I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? And she goes, oh no, I'm being serious. Like, that dog will just rip up stuff if we leave her alone. And I almost said find somebody else, but because the kids don't understand that wearing your mask under your chin doesn't really help. That's like not doing it. And that dog did not know how to wear a fucking mask for coronavirus. I swear to God, the dog didn't know how to. I'm just kidding. But yeah, the dog had to come with us. So I don't know.
That's funny.
Whoa now, whoa now, hey now.
Well, because he said, when does the slash fiction of Robin Messy Fresh happen? Which, if I'm to understand that correctly, that's like, well, in my head, it sounds really bad, so I'm not even going to say it.
Is slash fictions anything like fan fiction where you
right?
made up stories
but
about?
it's erotic, if I
Yeah.
understand it correctly. So
Probably when we end the stream, everybody would be my guess. I don't know. I don't know
no,
what happens
no,
over there.
no,
Ow!
Messy Fresh is mine.